This is on.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this on? Yep.
Yep. Okay. All right, well, it is actually 7:02.
Yours on?
What's that? Is that an echo? No, I guess not. Rochelle, are we,
Yeah, we're on.
you
Go ahead.
satisfied?
Go ahead.
Okey-doke. All right, it is 7:02. I'd like to call to order a regular meeting of the Brookfield Inland Wetlands Commission. Today is Monday, the 27th of March, 2023. My name is Sharon Fox. I act as the chair of the commission. With me to my right, Mr. Bob Hudeman, who is the commission secretary. Further down, Mr. Dave Frankel, who is a regular member. To my left, Mr. Michael Neustadt, who is the commission vice chairman. And further down, Dr. John Donovan, who is an alternate. There are 5 of us here, just checking. So all 5 of us will be voting members this evening. Also, I'm very pleased to say, picking up the recording secretary chair is Ms. Maria Gallimore. So she's this is her first time, so I said, look, if she.
Second time.
Second time, right?
Oh, it's her first
Yeah.
Oh.
If she needs any particular help to get an extra name right or something, she's just gonna put her hand up and say, hey, okay? So I hope everybody will grant us that little indulgence as Maria gets going here, because she has a very important role, perhaps more important than ours. And then further down, Ms. Rochelle Hadza, who is the Wetlands Enforcement Officer. Okey-doke, so that is it. Okay, Inland Wetlands Officer Report, 7:31, Federal Road. You guys got out there with Tony and Michelle, and that was it, right?
Michelle, yes, and the construction manager,
Yeah,
and Michelle Nicoli, the engineer, and Cynthia Rabinowitz and Kathy Castaneda.
okay. So, I mean, I think the good news is I go through this is your
Yes.
kind report here. Anything you want to point out for us?
I would say in general, the site, it looks very clean, very good. There had been some siltation earlier on, and, I think that my takeaway from the meeting really was that, they've been managing well. I think they were somewhat Kathy Castaneda and Cynthia Rabinowitz were somewhat apologetic, because I do think that they feel that things are looking good.
Good, well, that's all, that's all we want.
Whatever trash that was mentioned that
Yeah.
last time, that's apparently trash that kind of, you know how stones come up from the ground? I think this is like trash that has come up. It's not as if the workers are throwing stuff around or anything.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah,
All
so,
right.
but
Good,
so
good,
they're
good.
gonna remove that, obviously.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, well, I think probably the bigger thing was, it just seems like, it's in good shape now, but it just seems like however, when you get a heavy rain or something, some of these don't function as designed, and I think that was the big concern, but it sounds like it's so far so good.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can't, certain things are hard to predict. I mean, I think their biggest problem right now, or up till now, has been the water from the street, from the drains in the street that comes rushing up, under the highway, or
Yep.
the roadway,
And that will continue.
That can come with some force.
Yeah, and that's gonna continue till time ends, right? Or they move
Yeah,
the
but no,
street.
but I think that there's gonna be a different way for it to, to slow it down.
Okay.
So I don't think it's gonna be continuing. But, I mean, again, though, every time they make a change, in other words, every time the nature of the construction changes, the phase of construction, there are new challenges that they face.
Yeah, I know not on the agenda, but I do recall, if memory serves, we also had monitoring for the property just south of that. I'm pretty sure that we included that. I kind of remember that conversation. I don't remember not 7:29.
701, yeah.
Yes, it's 7:01, that we had monitoring on that one, so it might be time to
Okay.
begin that. I kind of remember that. I remember the conversation in my own mind, because we said, look, we've had a lot of challenges, you know, on 731, I know that they're, you know, maybe don't have the same drainage from across the road, but it is right on the Still River. So I do recall that there's monitoring on
Okay.
that lot as well. And now that they have grubbed the area, you know, we might want to be sure that gets on. I'm not sure who the agent is,
I'll
but
look,
whoever the agent is, get that on their radar.
Okay.
Yeah, that was, did anybody see that? That was, Rochelle and I were talking about the tooling that they use to take a tree down.
Really?
Oh, yeah, got this big thing, and then it's got.
Two big
and-
claws?
Oh, yeah, and a
Yeah.
big tall, whatever, and
Yeah,
they
holds it
go
in
around the
place,
tree
yeah.
and it's gone. I
Yeah,
said,
I've
holy
seen that,
moly.
yeah.
Um,
Kind of
oh,
impressive.
yeah, it's kind of amazing. Okay, well, thanks for going out there, Rochelle. I really appreciate that. Is my voice too loud, or is it just me?
No, I think you're just hearing it less.
All right. 100 Candlewood Lake Road. May I assume that our letter got out in the mail?
No.
It didn't?
not.
It did not?
No, the last I understood from you is that you wanted to make some changes. Did I misread?
No, I don't think so. I think we were all good to go on that. So if we could get that out, that would be magnificent. Yeah, no, I did notice that. As far as I know, everybody on the commission saw it,
Yeah.
and everybody was,
Okay.
in agreement that that letter can go. All right, so we'll get that out. All righty, another time consumer here, 35 Merwin Brook Road.
Let's see, in response to our last meeting, I guess Mr., perhaps, I don't know,
Kinsella?
I don't know what, but, no, I haven't spoken to Kinsella in about
Okay.
2 months, but, as I mentioned, he's hired Ralph Gallagher to, do a planting plan. So Ralph Gallagher did call me, left a voicemail for me saying that they would have the planting plan before May 1st.
Great, great,
As requested, yeah.
great, thank you for that. 6 Deerfield Road.
So I was out there today, and there's been I've gotten a number of photographs from the neighbor. So there's, the thing I actually want to see, which would be of most concern to me, I haven't been able to see, even though I was on the property, on the neighbor's property today. It wasn't clear where the property lines ended, so I didn't really want to make any, I didn't want to trespass. But the problem with this, the complaints have centered around the brook in the back. And the house in general is, rather close to the wetlands, I would say. I don't have an exact location, but there has been some dumping of debris, let's call it, mainly landscaping debris. The owner of the property has a company called Outdoor Solutions Group, which does various kinds of landscaping and I guess masonry and things like that.
Okay.
So I don't know, I'm a little bit unhappy with it, so but what I would like to see, the complainant says that the owner of 6 Deerfield has actually put a culvert under that brook. Has put a culvert in the brook. As I said, I could not see it, again, from this
Okay.
property. So I'm gonna have to go out there, maybe the owner of the neighbor, maybe the neighbor can see it better. But nonetheless, a letter could be sent out on what I do have, and I think it would probably be best to, get the person here to speak before the commission, to say what they're doing.
If they will come in voluntarily,
Yeah,
of
that's
course,
my
that would be
preference,
grand,
certainly.
You can always, get a notice of violation and have a show cause, we can do that.
Yeah.
Whichever, you think is most.
Why don't we do
Respectful
the
to them.
voluntary first?
Well, I'm saying we
Yeah.
can do one or the other, whatever you think is the most efficient.
Yeah, well, it's really the same thing. Show cause. Come over and tell us what you're doing. That's what it is.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm happy to send out a letter, ask the guy to come here to say that, I've witnessed, seen some violations, possible violations coming here, and there appears to be blah, 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 blah. Please, come to the next inland wetlands meeting and
Have a show cause.
show cause.
Perfect.
And then if he doesn't, we'll
Well, then if he
do
doesn't, we
a
gotta-
harsher letter.
Well, right, there's always, we have our means, yes,
Yes,
We do.
yep.
yeah.
Start
We just
gently,
start
though.
there. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so that's 23 Grace Bridge.
Yeah, oh gosh, I didn't, let me see, did I forward you something on that? I did receive something on this, I may have forwarded it to you, oh gosh. Let me see, I thought I was gonna print it out, but I didn't have time, I was gonna at Center School this evening, do a tour of that building. Okay, let's see. Okay. Here we go.
I think it was I think last week it was, I said, because you had seen some problems and they had failed in their
Yeah.
responsibilities, so you were just gonna let them know, look,
Right.
you are deficient in your responsibilities. Please be sure we get a report the next time there's
Yes, and
a
we
rainfall
did.
over 1 inch.
We did get a report, we
Yep.
got I don't know if you have a copy. of
I
that,
don't
it just
remember
came in. It just
seeing
came in
it,
today, so-
okay. Yeah, well, I usually see my email in the morning and that's it.
Well, actually, it could have been a couple of days ago, but you wouldn't have gotten it because I was away. But anyway,
Okay.
so Mr. DeStefanis, wrote us a report, regarding, he walked the site, and, most of the ground was wet, owing to some rainfall that we had recently had. He goes on and, there's no standing water on the site, and nor did there appear to be any evidence of recent past standing water. He said his last survey before this one on the 25th was March 18th. The trailer was removed from the site. You recall that there was a big, like, semi-trailer, along with miscellaneous metals, scrap, propane tanks, et cetera, et cetera. So, he reports on the silt fence, the double row of silt fence was not breached and considered to be in good overall integrity. There was one wooden stake along the inner row that'd fallen over, and he's given us photos. So he's going to have to return to replace that. He tried to fix it while he was there, but he's going to return to do that. He took approximately 30 photographs so that, I could review them, although it's quite, the site is quite visible, so it's easy to access. So it's, with my own eyes, it's probably
Right.
better. But, the site in general is stable now.
That's
so-
your judgment, right now it's stable?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
yep,
My
yep.
judgment is it's stable now, but again, this is a site that's very sensitive and, will need continued,
Well, again, that's his responsibility,
Right.
And if they are in breach again, then we'll hire someone to do it for them.
Right.
And they will pay.
Mhm.
And that will take, a discussion and support of the commission, and everything will get taken care of,
Okay,
all right?
very good.
Okay, anything else for us? Did I see you wanted to add something? I remember you wanting to add something, or is that it, Rochelle?
I think that was it for today, yeah.
Okay. All right, I don't have anything, and we talked about the reports, we talked about the business. Okay, let's see. All right, so let me just ask, you guys wanna go do Station Road, or you wanna do some new business, get that out of the way? Does anybody
Let's do
care?
Station Road.
All right, I said, so I'm gonna do something that's unusual here. And I'm gonna open it up. If any of you wants to act as the chair for 20 Station Road, you are more than welcome to do it. So if anybody wants to volunteer to do it, I've never done this before, but if anybody feels that they would like to chair this, you may do so. It's totally volunteer.
Oh, why are you making that?
I'd rather not say.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
volunteering. If anybody would like to do it, you can. Otherwise, I will do it.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, so let's do 20 Station Road. So I'm just looking,
this?
I'm sorry?
Do you need this stuff, or you're good?
For probably eventually, but I'll come and get it, Maria. You know what, and really, just in general, let me hop up and do it, because it gives me a chance to move. Which is a good thing.
Yeah, and her word, Trump's mind, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes if I'm getting a little bit out of sync here, I'm grateful for all of the help, but generally, I'm very happy to hop up and take it. So I was going through the thing, I do know the one new thing that we have is a letter from the Northwest Conservation District dated March 23rd. Do we have anything new from the applicant? I don't see anything, so just names and addresses?
So, we do have some new drawings that Earl Govin did, and he will present them tonight.
Okay, so do,
That is up on the website.
okay, so do you know which one, do you happen to know which one it is, Ellen? Because sometimes they come with dates on them, but I
Yeah,
can't tell.
they're actually, so they were, I guess, delivered to us, but not uploaded to the website.
Oh, good, so that's why I didn't see them. Good, because I did look. Okay,
So I did have a chance to email them to you, but it was probably after you were able to check your emails.
Okay.
So-
But Cynthia had all of those drawings.
okay, good. All right, well then, why don't we grab the file then, and then whatever you got, I'll make sure there's a stamped copy in there. Why don't you guys take us through that, and then we can go through whatever else anybody wants to talk about.
So quite a few, Earl Govin, landscape architect, representing the applicant. I'm gonna have to look at this in order to present it.
So tell me again, we have something here that looks new. What's the date on that? Is that, can I just check and see if this is this?
Last Monday.
All right, it's not that.
March
Last
9th?
Monday or Tuesday. 21/23.
Okay, I don't, I don't think it's this. And I don't know what this looks like, an original? I'm just saying, if we don't have it, do you have an extra copy of it with you?
I can leave this with you.
Okay,
This is a full set of what we
Thank you.
sent, the 11th, the
Yeah.
package. This is a full set in color of everything, I believe, to date.
That's what. good.
Other than the original site plans that we did.
okay, so again, so this is a sheet, it's SP, just for the record here,
Yeah,
so
so
it's
this is
SP
SP
100 and it's dated, you said last Monday?
I have smaller, one
Oh,
set,
all right.
small.
Well, we're gonna take the big one, but, so this is dated
March 21.
March 20th.
March 21.
Okay, again, so just so the record's clear.
So what we,
Okay.
what we tried to do was to put together like a little storybook of how activities are gonna happen here, only because it's kind of convoluted. Between the LEP and the hazardous soil removal, the amount of wetlands that needed to be disturbed, the areas that need to be disturbed for construction and related activities, and then the development itself, which goes on after all that. So what we're gonna try to describe to you, and hopefully we don't confuse you more, is how the process works to get.
We never get confused with clear stories, and we know we're gonna get
Well,
one
that's
from
that-
you.
That may be the problem.
Yeah,
But so, what you're looking at in front of you is an existing conditions map. The blue outline is the existing wetlands.
and that's the
as
drainage
per
from the road,
Jim's
right?
report.
And that's the one on the left,
Okay.
that's the drainage from the road, right?
And this is the drainage from the road that comes in, yes, this
Uh,
is the
over
drainage
there.
from the road there.
Yeah.
This is also a hand-dug trench that was dug for drainage over the last 20 years. But that's kind of what that is right there, that kind of leads into that. So this,
Do you want a chair, Alan? We can, do you want to, grab a chair.
I don't know how.
You look funny on the
so
ground
everybody
there.
can see
All of our applicants kneel.
I wasn't gonna have that.
Now, the area that you're talking about at the top there, it has foliage throughout.
Yes. Well, let me preface this. Before I prepared this plan, I had a long conversation with the LEP and understood where the problems lie and how they plan on attacking it. So, but I'm trying to get at is, okay, so this is the existing conditions, these are the wetlands. Yes, I believe most of this is, how did Jim describe it? It's a wooded marsh, I don't know, but it's not a high quality wooded marsh. if
Well,
that
Jim was surprised that the whole parcel didn't have to be completely
Well,
uprooted.
and we're gonna get there. So, this is the wetland extents and the hot spot in the building. So there's a hot spot in the building. Remember, we were talking about having to go down 12 feet and going down to scrub, all that. So that's where that has to happen. It's in the building. It's where they must have dumped stuff right out the building for 25 years. That's the hot spot. They've got to go down and get that as far as they can get it. But they plan on sheet piling that as they excavate, sheet piling because they want to control groundwater.
I'm not, that's a new term for me. Sheet?
A sheet pile
Pile?
is what you might see on the coast to keep the land and the water apart. It's a corrugated steel or a big piece of steel that
Oh,
goes down.
okay, all right, all right.
It's
Pile,
back
okay.
grade
Okay,
for,
gotcha,
so they can
all
do a
right.
vertical excavation.
It's a structure that goes
And
down in the
they
hole.
want to maintain the water in the hole.
Okay,
So they're trying to create a relatively watertight hole so they can pump the water out. And I'm gonna get into this, so before we get into that, so this is the hot spot. This is an oil spot, so it's old oil tank that has leaked. This is all road runoff essentially, but bad enough where it's considered hazardous. So it has enough stuff from the years and years of whatever been coming down there. This is hazardous, as is this. So they're relatively the same, which they basically said they don't anticipate taking down more than 3 feet. However, everything within that 2-3 feet has to come out, which means clear cut and take everything out and grade it down so that they can pull out up to 3 feet in those two areas. This is up to 12 feet, this might be 6. You know, they don't know, they've got to investigate. They feel confident that this is the extent of the hazardous, but they still have to go out and do tests as they're out there to see if there's more. But again, it's 3 feet, it's not 12. Originally, we thought that this was the hot spot, that was gonna be 12 feet, there'll be nothing left. That's not necessarily the case. So that's existing conditions. Those are and basically the hazardous
and just
waste impacts.
the gray there on the left, again, I'm kinda interested in that. That's shaded taupe there, or brown, because
Yes,
of, it's
that's
the road.
that's been tested.
And that's
that's-
hazardous for, is
yeah.
it road stuff or something else?
Most likely from road stuff.
Okay, so are they gonna deal with that too?
They're gonna pull that out too.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, so, and like I said, as is most of this.
Right,
As is this, so,
okay.
in fact, I guess the driveway, there must have been a driveway there at some point, but it
Yeah.
went downhill and just dragged everything from the road into it.
Yep.
But it's high enough where it registers. All right, so, the second plan, what we did was try to show you how, what we might need in order of areas to work out of. So, kind of this is more or less a soil erosion and sediment control map, right? We have our anti-tracking pavement for our main entrance. This area is gonna be handled separately because everything that comes out will be dealt with directly. So if a truck is being loaded with material from this, it's going directly out to a plant that's able to accept it, or a landfill. They're not stockpiling it, it goes right into a truck that's sealed and it drives off.
Right.
If they have to dewater, we have a dewatering tank. It's
Huh.
gonna be somewhere within here, but we still need to access this because they're down 12, 15 feet. They've gotta get down into that. So, and the house comes down. So the house comes down, this gets excavated up to 12 feet with sheet piling around it, which basically means vertical sides on 3 sides and then a ramp to get down in. And then an oil leakage area that they gotta excavate, which is deeper than this area. So we have an entrance here, we have an entrance here onto the main road. We have access pads to get into the wetland, because if it really is natively wet, it's gonna be wet. Hopefully not in August, but if it is, we gotta put that pads down to get in there and start to excavate down and bring that out. We need clean soil, topsoil, we need a dewatering topsoil stockpile, and we need a clean stockpile that they can reuse.
So those pads are, those are like, I've seen them for like explosions, right? I mean, they're like tires that they,
I think it's a
Sew
similar, but I
together,
think
right?
what they do is they use them over and over, so they roll them
yeah,
out.
it's not
And
gravel or anything,
and they
they
put
all
them
can
where
come
they
out.
need them,
Yeah.
like a revetment pad or
Yeah.
like a mattress.
Okay, yep.
That's a steel mattress is essentially
Now-
what they call
Let's go back to the dewatering
Yeah.
tank.
Yeah.
That is above ground,
it. It's sealed, yes.
sealed
Yeah.
above ground, and what you're doing is you're putting water in it.
They're putting water into it, and that will be shipped again.
Yeah.
That will
As it
be
fills,
shipped
it
out
gets
when,
shipped.
Yeah.
do you have more than one tank?
As
and
it
one
gets filled up, it goes.
And
So
then
it's
you have
a
it,
25,000 gallon tank, it's big. So,
Okay.
So the intent is to fill it, pump it into the tank gets filled, ship it out.
And then you put in
bring
another
one in
tank?
to do it again.
Okay,
Yeah,
how
depending
many,
on much
how
water
many
they have.
times do you estimate?
They have no idea, and I'm not the LEP, so I'm taking, this is the conversation I had with somebody. I think that's belt and suspenders, to tell you the truth, because they wanna do it in August. So if they can do it if it's spring, obviously they'll have more water in the ground than they would in August. Depending
Yeah,
on
this stuff-
unless it's a rainy August, then you're gonna have water in the hole,
This,
so.
this stuff, Dave, all this stuff, what they gotta do, this is all managing surprise.
Right.
You know, that's what all this is, cause they do the best they can, there's so many unknowns.
But they will be
right, but-
overseen by DEP.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, this is
For me,
this is not something you do without pure oversight over the, it has to be recorded, every day's activities. This is well beyond my expertise about, and reporting levels, because it's every day, right? They're doing things every day.
Is it the DEP that will be recording every day?
No,
or
the
who's-
LEP that's in charge has a license, and his license says he has to do X, Y, and Z in order to make this, in order for this to be done right. And so
Okay.
he follows the checklist, he does it, he files it, and it gets checked off, and then it becomes
Rochelle, are you
a
gonna
cleaned
see
up
this?
brownfield.
Am I gonna, no.
No, so none of us are qualified to do it.
Right, none of us are
It would
qualified.
be the LEP and the state.
Okay, so
Who-
this is
Yes,
between,
and which will
the
be
site
part of the
and the
whole
state.
grant system,
Okay,
and
Yeah,
so,
and-
it's a
And Greg
standard,
can
it's
see-
a
And
process.
really, most of this is beyond us. This is
Right.
gonna be done
Right,
by
right.
somebody else. I mean, I only asked a question about those pads, cause we ran into something like that before when somebody had to go over a wetland. So I was just wondering if it was the same kind of thing, but all that stuff is
Is
gonna be
beyond
managed by
our
the DEP, and they deal with it. I said, it's managing surprise, they got the best laid plan here, and it's gonna change, that's all we know.
But the guy, whoever does it is qualified to do what they're doing.
Right.
Right there.
Right.
It's not somebody who you hire off the street, you gotta go.
And they
through
have to, the LEP has to be approved by the DEP.
Right.
And Greg Dombowski is going through a whole process, just an RFP for this LEP. So it's gotta be, there's a whole process to hire the LEP.
So if you wanna go through quicker,
Yeah, I
through the
will.
takeout process,
Yeah,
feel
and,
free,
and
right?
with this RFP that you have out, that doesn't affect us, our purview
That's,
here?
the town is doing the RFP.
Okay,
No,
And-
Dave,
Is that
no,
gonna-
the answer is no.
But, well,
Okay.
I guess
Doesn't
they
affect
can't
it.
authorize
Yeah.
it until you get past a certain point, and this is one of the points. So it
Greg
has-
can
it
answer
has to
that
get,
better.
it has to get approved along the way in order for that
Again,
to
really,
finalize.
feel free to go through the takeout
Yeah.
process quickly, right?
Right, so, again, I'll try to reorient. Area A is the building.
Yeah.
Area B is back in the large area in the wetland. Area C is on the left.
Yeah,
Basically a truck route, right? You have to get in. So we actually have these little backhoes, right? The little backhoes have to get in, they gotta dig all this out.
yeah,
And they have to load it up and get it out, whether it comes into here, the wet stockpile, whether it goes, actually, this stockpile moved because Steve didn't want it over his gallery, so we switched this and this, so the stockpile is actually here. But to get it to the dry stockpile, and the reason we have this dry stockpile is the LEP has noted that this area is covered with 12 feet of clean fill, or 8 to 12 feet of clean fill that somebody tried to clean up once. So they gotta get below that, so they wanna pull all that clean fill out, use it, let us use it again, as long as it's tests correctly, and then get down to the nasty stuff. So we need, like I said, we needed multiple stockpiles. We have basically a truck route, and to get to all these areas, we need to really impact the entire area within that limit of
yeah,
hazardous material.
yeah.
So, once we do that, we realized we did not need to impact this corner of the wetland, the northwest corner.
So far.
So, we've left that, so far we left that alone. The dark blue.
But if you have to, you have to.
That's right, but again, it'll be up
Right.
to the LEP who goes out
Right.
and tests by hand down to see if they find more
Yep.
of the effluent that flows horizontally. So we have 3 main areas of new wetlands, a small area here, a bigger area here, which is below inside the wall. There's this finger here from where it wasn't wet that we're gonna make it wet, and then this big area here where we're receiving the water from the street.
Okay, now I'm interested, because I don't, this does look new. So what, when you say it's new, what's new about it?
New they're existing uplands that are gonna be wetlands. So in order to get our number, which is now 75, 77, those are the new areas of wetland that we're adding to the job after we took out 4388.
And so what's the new number, was about?
The new number is 75, 77. So
It was 10,000, right?
it was,
Yeah, it was two-
it was bigger, and the reason it was is because we decided to not do as much here, because we felt that was probably something that just needed to be cleaned up. And we're kind of cut off from this upper northwest corner because we can't, we're not getting in there anymore. So we've got areas of the site that that are isolated by the fact that we're not disturbing them.
Right.
So we can't improve those, which is this area and parts of this area here. But we also decided not to extend this piece wider, and we found that this was wider existing. But so the only area that we're adding is this larger, we're gonna connect the dug swale, which is up against the property line, to the existing wetlands, and then create a large receiving area here, a small one here, and then a third one here. This receives the water from between the properties, this receives the water from the galleries under the parking lot, and this is receiving water from the rest of the site.
Okay, so, again, it was 10,000 and it's 7,500 now?
Yes.
Because why?
I just said.
I'm not-
We're not touching this, which we were. Because at one time, we were going in and rebuilding the entire area.
So that's remaining, Sharon.
So it's,
that area.
it's not existing, it's not wetlands that's gonna have to stay, because we're not going in there and disturbing it.
It's subtracted from the total because.
Yes, but because we used to capture it
Yes.
as new wetlands.
Right.
But now we can't because we're not going in there, we have no way to get in there without going in through wetlands.
So when you're done, that plan has how many square feet of wetlands?
So when we're done,
Yep.
we have,
All of them, count
Uh,
all of
yeah.
them, not just the changed new ones, but all of it.
so we have 21,478 plus 70.
What-
No,
what-
hold on.
Yeah. You want some help?
No, I do.
Okay, hang on, gotta go slow, because I got a calculator over
I
here.
got a calculator.
21,478.
21.4, okay.
43 minus 4,398.
So Rabinowitz says this proposed wetland
17,080.
will result in a net increase
Plus
of.
75,70.
Okay, hang on, I can only do one conversation.
75,
Wait, I
77.
can only do one
Plus
conversation.
75,77.
24,657.
So you're saying you're gonna have 24,000 square feet of wetlands on the site.
Hang on.
She has a lower number, she has 10,000 something.
No, she had the number that I remember you guys talking about,
Yeah, I
that there
agree. I
was,
saw that
that you were going to be adding wetlands to the tune of 10,000-ish square feet.
368.
Oh,
So-
now we're adding 75, 78.
Okay, so,
75, 77. And partially due
So-
to the fact that we aren't getting in here. We're not gonna go disturb this area here.
okay, wait.
So
Don't,
we-
wait. You're mixing apples and oranges, and so now I'm not following. Like I said, we had in the original, we had an application here.
10,368.
Sharon's looking for the bottom line. on this.
You guys had that one nice table. Yeah, here we go. So, take me bridge from this to this. There
Bridge
were
from
on
that.
this map,
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
This map-
I'll do that.
yeah, this
All right,
map,
so-
wait. This map says you're gonna be,
How many existing wetlands, yeah, how many? square feet?
27,000 existing wetlands to be remain and restored.
Okay, okay. Now, go back out, because how many do you have existing?
I'm reading this is
On the
yours.
plan. Does it have existing wetlands? This one does not. So, existing wetlands are 21,470.
Well, let's see what your original application said. Well, Jim's would have it on it too, if I lay my hands on that. Let's see. Here's that, where's Jim's report? Oh, here we go. Jim's report usually has it on there. Okay, I do not, on Jim's, I'm looking at Jim's report here from August of 22.
Yet another report later, though.
Yeah, oh, that's the one from August.
This site contains 0.524 acres of wetland.
Okay, well,
What is
let's get away from,
That's around 22,000.
0.524.
It's 11.
22,825. I assume that's from Jim's report, it's in Cynthia's.
so now I'm looking at Jim's from March of 23. Okay, so Jim's report from March 11th, page 5, says the site contains approximately 22,847,000 square feet of regulated wetlands. So that's what's on it now.
And that's what's consistent with,
Okay,
Cynthia's
Alright.
report.
yeah, it is,
It's in
because she had that.
It's in two areas, the large
Well,
body
wherever.
and a small sliver.
And then
Proposed,
you are going to destroy 4,500 square feet of wetlands.
4398.
Okay, well, this says 45, so plus or minus 100. And then it says that you are going to create 10,000.
Okay, that is not correct.
Well, it was correct in March, but maybe it's not correct today, because you changed it.
Yeah, we've changed it because of of our discussions with the LEP.
Okay, so,
About the areas that we don't want to
So
touch now because because we no longer have to touch them.
okay, well, let's just see, so
Yeah.
you got 20, in March,
Yeah.
Jim thought you had 22,847.
Hold on, before this last submission,
Well, I'm just trying to bridge from what we had to
before this
the
last
new.
submission, that was
Right.
the number.
So 22, so you're gonna, then you were going to destroy, and this one, this version, 45,
44.
45, 44.
Okay.
All right, so we would subtract that. So whatever that is approximately,
18,300.
yeah, 18,300 round figures. And then you were gonna add 10,000.
Okay.
So we were gonna end,
368.
yeah, whatever, 10,000-ish, right? 10,000. So we're, in the end, we were going to have 28,500 or 28,300 square feet of wetlands
Okay.
in March.
Okay.
So in today, how many total
have-
wetlands is on that plan?
We have 20, what do we have for existing wetlands?
Wait, you should have what, just the total number on that plan, total, pluses and minuses, what's the total on this plan?
Of wetlands.
What do you have
I guess that would include the part they're not
for
touching.
847
No, everything.
minus
Yeah.
9680. Hold on, minus 4398. Plus 7577. So it's 2247 minus 4398. What is it? Plus what's the? 7577. Is what we're adding to. 26,029 square feet, wetlands, post-development,
Total.
yes.
Okay, so you have round figures dropped at 1,500 feet.
Yes, and I want to tell you why. Because.
That's all I wanted to know 5 minutes ago.
We tried to, we didn't come in here, and at one time, we're going to improve that because it was part of the whole.
No, all I want to see on that map when you're done, how many total square feet of wetlands? Is that the 26 number you just added up?
26029.
Okay, so that's fine. In March, you were gonna end up with 28,300. So you're down, that's what I'm saying, you're down
I'm trying
1,500.
to tell you why, but if you don't want to know, I won't tell you.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, you were saying this was in and that was out, so yeah,
I was
so
trying to
the,
tell you why we're down
all
in
right, well
2,000,
then,
because
I will be quiet.
at one time, we were taking this whole wetland out and replacing it. Now we're not. We're staying outside this red line, and we're not touching that, we're not touching this, because the LEP doesn't have to go in and touch it. So we thought they were. That's why we were gonna have 10,000 square feet or 2,500 square feet more. We don't have it anymore.
Okay.
That's as simple as that.
Question.
It's as simple as that. We're not going far enough into the wetlands to disturb areas that don't need to be disturbed.
The
I'm not,
area
I'm
you're
sorry,
not-
I'm not, one
Excuse me, go ahead, I'm
second.
sorry.
I'm not asking that question. I'm not asking that question. What,
But I
what,
thought you just did.
no. My question was simple. I thought, that lot, when you're all done, whether you're touching it, or whether you're restoring it, or the ones you're going to create, everything, all the wetlands on the property, when you're done, is going to be, on that map, is 26,000,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
29.
oh, 29, 26,000.
Yeah, good, please put the correct amount down.
And that accounts for all the puts and the takes, and what you're touching, and what you're not touching, and new, and old, and whatever.
Yeah, you're
It's
just talking
everything.
about bottom line to everything.
The bottom line total
okay.
number is 26,000, okay. Okay, so in March, Jim had the total number as 28,300, round figures. In March, in his March letter. So now you're down 50, that's what I'm saying, if I take the 2,800
Yep.
to what you're
2,000,
26,
1,000.
1,500-ish,
71,
yeah, whatever.
71,
So
1,071 less.
1,071 less on the total big picture with what you're doing and
Yes.
what you're not. All right. I don't need, then it sounds too complicated. Well, I don't know why there's 1,500 square feet less.
Keep trying to tell you. why.
Okay,
This area, at one time,
Yeah.
was all disturbed. We thought we had to disturb the whole thing. We don't. This area here is not wetlands. We were gonna make it wetlands. Now we're not. So we have 2,500 square feet, or 17.
okay, so
Now,
you're
we're not touching
creating,
this and
you're
this,
creating fewer wetlands,
Because
that's
we're
the
not,
answer.
we have no way to get into create it, because we're not disturbing this anymore.
That was a very simple answer.
Okay.
You're creating less
We're
wetlands.
creating less because we don't want to disturb, we're disturbing less. We're disturbing quite a bit less than we did when we came back in March.
Whether you,
Whether you
But
wanna know that number or not, but
Okay.
we're disturbing quite a bit less because we're not touching inside this red line. Where before, we were disturbing the whole kit and caboodle, if you understand that. So now it's 60% instead of 100%, so it's 30 to 40% less disturbance to wetlands, which gives us the opportunity, well, unfortunately, we have 1,900 square feet we can't access because it's beyond our
Right. yep.
disturbance area.
Can you give a figure for what the wetlands are right now versus what they will be when the whole thing is finished, when the whole project?
22,847,
Yeah, 22,847, okay, and what,
26,029.
so about
Plus
4,000.
4,000 square feet.
Okay, that's simple.
And what that looks like is that, where beyond the red line is existing to remain. This green is all wetlands that is planted with native plantings, native understory, has been graded to the appropriate depths. And I think we've got it right. We've got the, you asked for the soil testing, the depot test or the perk test or the groundwater test. We understand that we have groundwater anywhere between 285 and 283.
and where's,
We're down at 282 to make sure we have some
is
areas
that documented on that plan
What's that?
someplace? Is that documented on that plan? Where's that documented?
It is documented in the grading plan here,
What,
and
is it
And,
written down or
right here.
someplace? And what is, I
Here's
can't,
your-
it's hard for me to see that.
here are your test pits.
Let me see.
Here, I'll bring it over here.
No,
I'll
that's
bring
okay.
it in.
No, I don't need
Here's your
to
test pits, and
Here.
they are in red.
Oh.
Oops, sorry.
Here's your thing.
Hopefully they print it out. Here they are. These are the, so you got one here, one there, one there, one there, one here. There's one here. So we have water anywhere between 285 and 283. And we're down, if you look at our grading plan, we're down at below 283 to keep some areas of wet. Again, the way to create a wetland is have water, and it's preferably groundwater, and with the help of stormwater runoff. another 18 inches in the high ground season, then it goes down to 6 inches. So, you know, in August, it might go down to nothing, but only because the groundwater goes down.
All right, well, that's, one thing I was looking for in Jim's letter was, you know, what the goal of these new created wetlands, like what % would be vegetation and what % would be water. I didn't see that. Did anybody else? You know, in terms of the
Everything would be
goal for the
vegetated.
wetland, I didn't see that.
There'll be plants in everything.
So you're saying it's gonna be
But it just
100%?
said you'll have water, some will have wet feet.
Okay,
Literally have, you know.
does anybody know, does the sum, is it like 25% wet and 75% vegetation? Does anybody know that yet, the goal
Well,
of this
again,
recreated?
it's all vegetated. It's not wet enough to, it's not a pond.
That's all
No
I'm asking,
pond.
that's all, wait,
It's
wait,
all,
that's, wait,
inundated plants.
that's all I'm
So
asking.
you have seasonal, we don't have a percentage at this point.
You don't have it,
I
okay.
mean, we could base it off the elevations, but
Well,
And you're
You
also
have-
saying this is not a swamp.
it's not, it's a seasonal,
Well, you-
seasonal
Right,
water
right.
table wetland, which.
usually what we see is something like the goal for the created wetlands is it's going to be, you know, again, seasonal, or whatever, it's gonna be, you know, mostly dry, which would make it vegetation-ish, right, versus open water. And there's usually a goal, right, this is, we think we can do this, right, based on the hydrology, and you're saying no one has gotten that far yet,
No.
okay.
But it doesn't sound like there's gonna be open water there either.
I don't know, I don't think anybody knows yet. I think
No,
that's what you just
we
said,
know
nobody
that
knows
We're
yet.
not designing for open water except for areas of high groundwater, seasonal high groundwater. But that's the function of the wetland.
Okay.
It's supposed to be able to handle low variations of and fluctuations in groundwater and in stormwater runoff. And that's what we're trying to do. It's not, and it's, what, so the final plan, which has been revised, is this, which is a bit of a pictorial section through that, where you can see that the high water in this is 85, only because we wanted to show that there was some, and that if you went down to low water, you're talking about 6 inches of water in the bottom of the lowest spots. Again, the plants are selected for having times of inundation. They can also be dry. They just need enough more water than normal, and they like the soil that they're putting in here, which is fairly saturated when it's wet. But, it's all native, and it's all wetland plants within the wetland boundary.
Now, if we have a dry period and extended drought, it would be quite a few months, maybe would these plants still be able to survive?
If they were footed and established, probably, and then some would die. And
Depends how bad
So-
the drought is.
every wetland I've ever done, it's survival of the fittest, and it really becomes the environment that they're in.
So what happens if some of it dies off?
The stuff that does better will take over, and as long as it's native, you don't pull it out. If it's-
Okay.
If it's invasive, you try to get it while it's young, so it doesn't take over. So, we're trying to stop those stuff, the stuff that might create it from the road runoff, right? We're putting it in vortechnics units, so we're not getting all the crap from the road, it's not coming in, it's just water coming in. The stuff we're getting from our site's clean, it's coming through a gallery before it comes in. So it's not like we're adding stuff to this to make it, to fill up with silt or to fill up with, stuff that's going, Phragmites and, basically silt, because that's basically what it is to choke it out. So, and we have a maintenance plan that will develop, will have to be developed with the LEP, because they have a maintenance plan for the areas that are affected, so we need to develop that in concert with them.
Do you think some of this, the runoff from the road, and we're gonna try to prevent the runoff from coming in and, whatever negative aspects in the runoff, can we actually do that for decades or centuries, or is that wishful thinking in your mind?
That's the reason, that's what kind of we're doing, the state has adopted the new stormwater regulations, which was in order to directly infiltrate into the soil so that the soil treats everything. The stuff you're bringing into soil can be disseminated within the soil, so it doesn't concentrate. Like when you bring something into a pond, it concentrates at the bottom of wherever the flow stops. But if it can go and infiltrate through soil, that's supposed to alleviate much of that. Whether you're talking about suspended solids like silt and garbage and anything else that's
Well,
running
if it's
in
on a
it,
roadway,
sand and-
wouldn't there perhaps be oil or something that might?
That's
That's why we have the hydrodynamic separator.
Right. And rain gardens do the same thing, right? You can build, if your rain gardens are built correctly, you can do the same thing, but the whole idea of the stormwater 2004,
Yeah.
stormwater, state of Connecticut stormwater manual is based on infiltration and breaking off from the standard storm pipe to detention basin to river, right? That's what they're trying to do.
Okay.
But yes, and it's been known to work significantly. And some of the things have been surprising, because I think one of the things they said that takes out most of the pollutants is mulch. So the water goes through the mulch and all the pollutants are gone for some reason. Not the soil.
You mean Mother
but
Nature does
phosphates
that?
and nitrates gets absorbed into the mulch. the
And
mulch
Mother
layer.
Nature is doing
But
that.
better, yeah, Mother Nature doing it, but it's better than like the sand filter that's underneath it in a rain garden, so to speak.
The area that's not wetlands in the upper left, yes, which you now don't have access to, will it need maintenance of any sort?
We're not going in there, so
You do not,
beyond this line, we are not touching.
oh, not, okay,
Yeah.
but for the building owners, is it grass, is it something
No,
else?
it'll remain whatever it is today.
Okay,
I don't think I don't think you would notice the difference.
okay,
I think it's
So
just
it's
not,
just-
it doesn't have the soil characteristics of wetland.
okay,
It's as
So
simple
it's
as that.
just
That's how-
what it
That's how they
is.
determine the line. It's
what it is.
vegetation and a hand auger to determine the soil makeup.
So what's
of-
there will continue to grow.
Yeah,
Okay. The white area on the right is parking lot, correct?
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
With some trees for
Yeah, they just
decoration.
didn't get shut off, because I was trying to just show what was going on in the wetland to make
Yeah.
it simple. Look, I think, we're,
And what is, again, is that a patio for the use of the residents,
Yes,
that little
yes.
area? Okay.
Michael, I think that had to do with the state grant and.
Yeah, no, I
the whole-
understand
The whole
that.
thing, the way
I'm just
the
trying to-
parking lot and the building
sure,
is.
the old
I-
one or the new one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm just
And the-
looking at the plant list,
Yeah,
that's
is
all.
it
Do
the
you guys
old
have a
one?
bond? Do
Is
you
it
guys
the
have a
old one or
bond?
the new one?
I am looking at
The
the,
latest one that he just gave you?
who just gave me?
Alan just gave you?
Does this have a revised planting plan on it?
Yeah.
Do you guys have a bond estimate for those plants?
Not yet.
Or we'll set with, if you guys, okay.
Here's the list here. On the second to last sheet is the one.
I don't know if it's in the same order, I think it's near the top.
Is it
That's
this?
it. No, go
This-
to the next one.
this-
Is that a plant list?
I don't know, this is
Yeah, I
what he
think so.
gave, he just
There it
handed
is,
it to
yeah.
me. So these are the wetlands plants?
Yeah. Here, you want to see this one? You can see it a little bit.
So you don't, you
You're
don't-
earning your pay, aren't you?
I'm here, I might as well. So these are the plants that are in this wetland restoration area.
so, yeah, it's much less than than
Well,
what
I
I was
haven't put
looking
the
at.
upland plants on. This is, the one on the big plan is just the wetland plants.
This is just the plants, okay. So 3 serviceberry trees. All right, that's,
Yep.
there's like 15 trees in there now, right? Some of them are not in very good shape. There's like 15 trees in there now. Is there some reason you only put 3 in, or?
We're trying to create a viable wetland that will propagate itself. So, we don't, we could do a lot of different things planting wise. We have a multitude of heights and, we didn't wanna load it up with trees again. I'm not quite sure that's the right thing to do. I think, letting a little sun in there can't hurt.
Well,
You have, red twig dogwoods get 8, 10, 12 feet. Ilex verticillata gets 25 feet, so it'll be.
it shouldn't, but it does.
It will
sh-
there, because nobody will be able to,
Right.
touching it, because you're not
Yeah.
pruning them. So, like I said, I think it's a wooded, shrubby,
So here's what we,
wetland.
okay, so here's what we can do, guys. Here's what we can do, because, the wetland creation portion of it is gonna be, overseen by by a wetland soil scientist. And there's probably going to be in the field modifications, because that's just normal. So what you could do conceivably, because I'm not sure this is enough. but you could say that the, you know, the final planting plan, you know, will be, you know, can be updated by the assigned, you know, wetlands, the wetland soil scientist. I mean, they may determine that whatever it is they find, maybe Service Berry isn't the right answer or whatever. So you could make the approval to give them that
Flexibility.
flexibility.
I think you'll find all those are native and wetland plants.
They are all that, they are, yep.
What kind of a barrier is there between the parking lot and the wetland? Yeah, what are you gonna do for,
A 4-foot high wall, a fence, and a guide rail.
okay, it isn't, the asphalt isn't
No,
just gonna
it's 4
stop
feet,
it?
it's 4 feet higher than the grade of the wetland.
Okay.
So there's a defined edge. And at the, behind the patio area is a 1-on-3 slope that goes right down to the wetlands, so it's.
Mm-hmm, okay.
But I think we can also set a bond here, so. What is that thing? Sweet flag? What is that? What is sweet flag? What is that? What's that? Do you know what that is? What's that?
Chorus, is that what the?
A chorus Americana?
Yeah, sweet flag?
Yeah, what is that?
It's a submergent. A plant that grows on the edge of the water and between,
So it's
in
a-
that zone between 6 and 18 inches.
Sounds
on
like
that
it would
edge.
be a good dessert.
The, if you would go to wetland, like all those plants are also in New England wetland plant seed mix.
Yeah,
So we underseeding the entire the entire wetland with the same plants that we're planting as plugs and shrubs, so that if for some reason you have a bad, shrubs don't take, the seed does, if the seed doesn't take, the shrubs do, so you have kind of a little belt and suspenders with that, so you get an underplanting. And again, a lot has to do with time of year. If you can get seed on certain areas, especially the wet areas, which get tougher, you may have to divert water away from a wet area for a week so that you can get seed and plants planted into that, so don't have 6 inches of water and slogging through the water. So there's techniques to do it, but you dry out areas that plant it, and then you let water back in.
It's a tall flowering monocot, wetland monocot.
yeah, it's just a little, yeah.
But we plant in mass. Everything's planted in mass.
Calamus.
No, I'm just looking at it, cause we're gonna have to guess, you know, you're gonna have to guess, you know, to set a bond. They can come back, you guys can come back and change it.
I can give you a price of
Yeah,
that if you
well,
want.
we can have them give us
What,
I can give you an
amount.
estimate for the cost of the plants.
Estimate, what do you don't like an idea? That they can estimate?
I can
the
use
bond
the-
amount?
I'm sorry, I thought I asked for an estimate last time, and I don't
No,
have it.
I don't-
I'm sorry to be irritating, I'm not trying to be.
But I always want to say the plant changed, the plant list changed, so.
Okay, but
Because the design changed.
fine, you changed it, but we don't have someone's gonna have to come up with a, you know, a bond estimate for this,
Sure.
which can be
Why don't
changed.
they do it right now if they
I
have?
can't
the-
do it off the top of my head.
Okay.
Well, we
I
can,
need
Why
to
don't we
research the
figure it
price of
out
the
for,
plants.
you know,
I could, yeah, as a condition of approval, that'd be great. Is it about 380? Does that sound right?
I do think we want the bond
No,
estimate
but
before we
they're
do a
all
decision.
available on New England Wetland Plants website. If you
Yeah,
wanna
just
question
get
the
it to
number,
us.
You can go right on there, that's, you know, take their number and triple it, and that's how it is installed.
no,
right?
well, again, I don't know where this is going, but you could probably, that's why I was asking what that was, 'cause I didn't recognize it, 'cause it's trees are, you know, $200 each or something in that neighborhood,
Yeah,
and
so
bushes
in
are,
most estimates,
hang on,
200
let me
plus.
finish, and then you can finish. So trees are like $200-ish, round figures, and then bushes can be 25 or something like that, so you could come up with one, so yes, your turn.
No, that's good.
Okay, something like that, you know?
Okay. So I do think we want something firm for a bond before we
Well, you can.
vote on this.
You can do it however you want, but what can happen is you can put a bond in here, you can make it up based on the numbers here, do a quick estimate, say that we're gonna set the bond at X dollars. And if they wanna come back and change it, you know, with better data, fine.
Right.
You can do it that way, but at least you
Okay.
set the bond in the motion, that is one way to handle it.
Yep.
as
Okay,
opposed
if
to
you're
saying-
comfortable with that.
Well, we've
I'm
done it
comfortable
before.
with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would,
You know, if everybody's comfortable with it,
Yep,
good.
I am too.
Okay. You got anything else for us?
Greg wanted to say a few things. Greg DeBoski, from town of Brookfield.
I'm gonna
Yes.
Apart, so you guys can have it.
Yeah, because we're gonna get it and stamp it, thank you.
Gordon Gandolfsky for the record. I just want to let you all know that on March 16th, we had a special town meeting for this project, and the town did approve expending the $1.2 million for remediation. So the town's approved the project, and this is the next step, so that's it.
Just so you know,
Town's ready to go.
Town gets reimbursed $1.2 million, but they have to lay it out first.
The RFP's written for the LEP, we're ready to launch, so we're ready to go, so thank you all for your comments and review, appreciate it.
Jim, would you like to say something?
Can I speak to him, please? Jim Fisher, 12 Airmont Circle, full disclosure, I am the chairman of the Economic Development Commission.
So how are you associated with the, because this is not a public hearing, Jim?
Oh, it's not, it is not?
No, it is not. We just didn't work out that way, so
Okay.
it's not a public
All right.
hearing. If you've got something written, we'll take it, but, and you're here, so if you wanna keep it brief, we'll make
Real brief, I'll do-
we can make an exception for you if you
I was
wish.
just gonna say, I've been in town since 1988. That's been a polluted property. My fear is this is the best chance I've ever seen the state offering us any money to get it cleaned up, with the town having zero liability. I think we're all trying to do the same thing to get to the same conclusion, I think. I think the bond on the plants, they'll get that. I don't think that's a stickler. Going to the Board of Selectmen's meeting, the Board of Finance meetings, the WPCA, my concern is timing.
Just help us try and keep it to wetlands, Jim,
Right,
right? I mean, we understand there's a bigger
My
economic, just help us
understanding
with
is
the wetlands
The
piece.
wetlands there now are trash.
Okay.
And after it's all said and done, the wetlands will not be trash. If anybody's lived in the town as long as I have, a woman who lived on Laurel Hill died from drinking that water, basically. I think the town needs to do something. The water there is not good, and if we could clean up the wetlands with state money, I'd be all for it. I hope you guys can go that direction. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, Jim.
Thank you.
Okay, you got anything else for us?
That's it.
All right, so, we have something new, which I'm sure you saw.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
And the conclusions are on page 2.
yeah, so I think
And-
everybody probably just got it, because it didn't,
Actually, no, I
yeah.
got it earlier today.
So we'll just,
Email.
everybody get a chance to take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So, so we took a couple of notes here. You saw the point about all soils brought on site certified free of invasive plant species, seeds.
Yes, we're fine with that.
How does that work?
Don't know.
They do an analysis they'll do a sample analysis.
Who's they?
You'll send it to a testing lab.
And then,
They'll tell you whatever's in it, whatever you ask. So we have to ask for these things in order to get the
okay,
results.
all right, because that can be a stipulation.
Yes, that would most
And we'll
definitely
put it-
be a
put it in our
stipulation.
report, our
Yeah.
reporting.
Okay. Number,
maintenance plan.
yeah, okay,
So,
you can't they couldn't locate the proposed bioswale?
I think, Steve, maybe you can help me out with this thing, is the swale on the left, you were gonna approve it. So we're creating a swale out of an existing wetland that's the ditch currently.
The chart you just took away, did I get that?
It's,
Is that-
it's rolled up.
Can I,
It's that hand dug trench along the left side of the property that we always look at.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah,
I know,
the whole length
Yeah,
of,
Yeah.
the idea is to improve it, so it's not just a hand dug ditch, but it's
Upside
actually
down.
becomes a
right at the left there.
so,
Oh, okay. So-
refresh my memory, why are we calling it a bioswale? That seems like an odd.
Well, I think it's more of a plunge, well, actually, I was mistaken.
It's a vegetated,
I was mistaken, it's,
Where's what?
So it's this plunge pool area, and it's a catchment, so this is a little low spot that catches this and settles and then rolls over into the existing wetland and then down in cars.
And there's no treatment, wherever this comes, this is.
Yeah, there is treatment.
Where is that?
so currently there's no treatment.
There's no treatment,
Right,
yeah.
So now we're got catch basins, and this is a hydrodynamic separator.
Oh, that's the, okay, all right. I missed that on the legend. All right, thanks.
It'd be on my plan.
What's that?
It'd be on my CCA plan.
Okay.
Steve Sullivan.
Steve Sullivan.
All right, thank you, Steve.
Would we want to ask Rochelle if she has any comments?
Go ahead.
Rochelle?
No, I have.
Okay.
So
So we just want to cover all our bases.
So I don't know, Rochelle, this, you know, in terms of having like one, sorry about that, one complete set of plans, I don't know where that stands. You know, we just got,
Ask for our set.
Yeah,
No worries.
comprehensive set, certainly.
Perhaps we might want to address in the next set of
I mean,
plans.
all of the plans are online, and the whole theory is getting away from cutting down trees.
yeah, no, I'm just saying, we got these,
Right.
and then there's this,
Yeah,
and then there's another one.
right.
So
And there's also these
this,
recommendations.
this doesn't have everything that
Right.
that has on it,
Right.
is what I was trying to convey here.
Well, getting a final set of plans, your concerns from a few minutes ago, I think they want to be addressed on this final set of plans.
And we wanted to be proactive and get the plans to Cynthia as quickly as possible, so adjusting the other set.
That's
takes
what
time.
get in here.
Yeah, so obviously, we'll have a complete set.
Yeah.
Can all this help?
I don't know. Might, I got this one.
All right.
All right. Did you get the, we had that conversation about that wall, the construction wall sequence. How did that end up? Is that wall gonna be done
Well,
before the
so
wetlands, or
on
what
those
did you
plans
decide?
is a construction sequence
Okay,
that kind of goes through the site. That stuff will be built as the foundation. So the first thing basically happens is that they're gonna remediate. They're gonna pull all that stuff out. They're gonna leave the site basically at the elevations they're at. They're gonna cover them back up, clean, and leave the developer with a flat, relatively clean site. Developer comes in and then starts to excavate for his footings. While he's doing footings, we're gonna excavate for the wetland. As we're doing for the wetland, we're gonna excavate for the wall. And the wall's not really an excavation, it's really a fill process. As you fill behind, we put in Steve's galleries, and we work our way up. So it really is from the ground up. It's whether or not they're building footings first, because they have to get the footings done at a certain time before frost, and then everything else. You know, it's kind of that between one or the other. But as the footings go in, the deep construction goes in. So that's wetlands, that's storm water pipe, that's walls, and then as you build up through that, you finish off the site.
and that's well documented.
And that's documented.
In this one you just gave
In
me?
that package, probably.
The one you just gave me?
Sheet 2.
Okay, all right.
It's got a construction sequence with those kind of generalities and how that's and we can certainly be more specific, and again, you know, how things change, so hopefully, you know, that's generally how we do it. And obviously, you've got to build a little bit of some things before you build others, so you can't build the parking lot before you put the gallery system in. You can only go up so high with the wall until the gallery's in, so you can put the pipe through it. So, you know, there's this process in the staging that goes on that builds the site up from subgrade up to the finished grade.
So does this have a final version of building on it? Does this have the building, the final version of, oh, here we go, it's
Yeah.
The last two,
104,
I think.
104.
Yeah.
So, again, I'm gonna make a noise. So, and I'm looking at this, like I said, this is mostly for these guys, although you're, well, you know, all of this new development and all these new wetlands, even though they changed it around a little bit, are essentially pretty much right up against the building and against this little patio. There's a wall here, but this looks level over here. I think one of the things you want to think about is people have dogs. I just barely mentioned this last 2 weeks ago, but We don't want dogs in the wetlands. Dogs are fine, people are fine, footprints are fine. The things that dogs do in wetlands is not too cool, right? I mean, the dogs are dogs, they do what they do. They don't know any better, so you might wanna think about a fence. You know, just a fence that will keep, unfortunately, keep people and, well, people I don't particularly care, but dogs out of the wetlands. And they could probably put a fence, you know, some kind of 3-foot, 4-foot high fence.
Well, they said they're gonna have a 4-foot fence
oh.
by the parking lot.
Yeah,
Maybe they
so-
could just do the same motif.
Well, this is a retaining wall over here. Oh, it's my understanding, this is a retaining wall?
Yeah.
But the retaining wall ends right around the
Mhm.
the patio, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
then it's a slope.
yeah, and then it's a slope. I don't know, it's
So
hard
that
to,
was sort of my question earlier, but your point is well taken about the dogs.
unfortunately,
and
it's
kids and whatever,
unfortunate, you know, you
To
wish,
keep people out of
the people are fine,
Yeah.
because people aren't gonna do what, people are gonna be careful, except for the, you know, the sandwich wrappers.
Mhm.
But there's no place, unfortunately, right, you know, here, people are gonna, they have to walk the dog.
Mhm.
They have to. The dog needs walking. But I don't think that we can let, you might not wanna let the dog walk in there, so you could probably put less a fence here. Just to
Any-
keep,
Any thought of a dog area?
Well, wait, let's ask something else. With the residential portion of this, are people gonna be allowed to have pets or no pets?
Usually we allow dogs.
Sure, we have to have dogs. We want
Very
dogs.
important.
Okay, so
dogs are
what,
very
across the
then
street,
that
there's
raises
a dog
something else
area.
of an issue.
You go across the street, you know.
They could go across.
And go across the
Also,
street.
Not to say, not only does the dog have to be leashed, it can't go in, we could have signs that say they can't go in there, but of course, I know people break rules.
People, yeah, because.
yes, they
people-
are. Of
that
course
dog
they
needs to
will.
go, right? So people, I think, just need to have an understanding that you can't go in there. So you can talk about.
You know, you have a
fence.
rainy night and the dog has to go and you think people are gonna pay attention?
They can't,
No.
they can't.
No.
So you could, but you could if you put a fence up. You know, then
Yeah,
that's.
maybe, or you could do no pets.
Well,
No, you can't.
Well,
I
Why not?
personally.
But
I mean,
people will
you
come
want-
back to
people
rent-
want to have pets. You want, people need dogs.
These days,
Take care of the
people
dogs.
go rent apartments for
Get a dog.
pets.
Have
Well,
dogs.
big percentage
No
of
snakes, but you can have a dog.
I like dogs.
No snakes, no big snakes.
I agree with that.
No big snakes.
I'm
So I
not-
just think that's something you ought to think about, is, well, you know, you can have that as a stipulation, there's gotta be a fence to protect that wetland area, and hopefully you don't need any signs, but just to make it understood from the very beginning that the dog goes across the street, it can't go in the wetlands.
We can have barbed wire. but-
No, you can, no, but you can get a little metal fence and then, you know,
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
It's not a
Okay.
So we also talked about having a, you know, in a Northwest Conservation District letter, you know, a town soil scientist, so this, what she's talking about is in terms of the implementation and the enhancement plan, so that's a big project, so that's assigning, you know, having the
That would
town.
be me and Jim.
Well, that's something we can consider, whether we wanna have it you, or we wanna have.
But it's our design. so-
Hang on a minute, let me finish, and then
Maybe
I will
you could
give you
have a
time to
third
talk.
party, frankly.
Let me finish, and then I will give you time to talk. You know, or whether we wanna do that, we wanna assign someone to be there to do it, so I think that's you know, that's a decision, so yes, sir.
No, I'm saying that the design is, we're responsible for the design, both Jim, Steve, and us. We're the ones that have to design it and watch it be constructed. If you wanna have an overseer, that's fine from our end, but it's our team that's putting this thing together and building it.
Yeah,
And getting everything approved.
Yeah,
Through the right channels.
Thank you for that.
But it's ours. You know,
Thank you.
it's his boss paying for it. It needs to get done in a timely fashion. It needs to be done by the team that's designing it, who was responsible for it.
Yeah, I think the question for the commissioners is, you know, we have landscape design, and he's very professional and very thorough, you know, do we want a wetland soil scientist, you know, doing the work? So that's a part, you know, for you to consider. And then we talk about reporting, again, this is.
Okay, did you write that down as a note so we can revisit that again? The soil scientist?
Well, you would put it in the, you would put it in the.
Stipulations.
In the stipulations, the conditions of approval. So then we talked about, annual reporting. I mean, most of the, you know, we have not most of the work that I have seen is, as I said, sort of these kinds of wetlands areas, they can take 10, 15, 20 years to turn into whatever it is they're gonna turn into.
Mhm.
We've never asked anybody to do 10, 15 years. I think the max we ever did was 5, right, Tom? So I was thinking you gotta tell them, it'd be 5 annual reports conceivably.
I think we want ongoing, reports on what's going on, just as we're doing with
What's the
100
definition of
Candlewood Lake
ongoing?
Road.
Infinity or what?
What's that?
You said ongoingly.
Well, no, until everything is finished. It's sort of like the model of 100 Candlewood Lake Road. We keep revisiting that from time to time. I think we might want to do that, revisit this as it's progressing.
You can,
Yeah,
my
put a time
my
in it.
proposal would be 5 annual
agree.
reports due, say, the 1st of October, because you gotta write this correctly, the 1st of October of the calendar year following, the,
Completion,
yeah,
CO
the
or something.
CO, so.
But
like
wouldn't
for-
you want to know what's going on sooner than a year later? Because
Well, we're
this
gonna
is
get
very
reports.
sensitive, this whole thing.
I would add reports for,
5 consecutive years.
yeah, for the, for the wetlands creation, I would ask for a final report, because likely, again, it's the same thing. That's gonna change a little bit, they got a design, but it's likely to change, because things in the field change, so that would be a set of reports. Again, so that would be mine, 5 years, October 1st, following, the CO. So for example, to get the CO in 2025, the first report would be due in 2026. So then I did a quick, very back of the envelope, sort of planting bond, and we do it's like half of it or something like that. I don't know, it's something in the neighborhood of $10,000. And if that's, you wanna change it, you can come back and change it, okay? Yeah. So, those were my ideas.
Can we do anything else to make you happy?
No.
Are we looking?
Yeah, there's one thing that could be done.
I know.
Are we
Yeah, I know,
looking
I know.
for possibility of approving it tonight?
What's the date on it? I think the date on it's
We've
the
already got,
27th?
the applicant has already given us a 14-day extension to get us through tonight, and I guess tonight and 2 days, so.
Yeah,
we'll
my
have to reflect
agenda,
on
yeah, my agenda says the 29th.
Of,
Well, we're the 27th, so.
Yeah, of March, so we would need another 2-week extension from, let's see, when is the next meeting?
what would the extension get us? Do we have everything?
We're gonna condition it upon several things that we're waiting for.
Under,
But, like a full set of plans,
We can
and,
get that, that's
yeah,
not a problem.
yeah, right,
And
but I mean, it's conditions.
$10,000 bond is
Yeah,
condition,
yeah,
that's fine.
right.
Sure.
and the reports?
What reports are those?
You stipulate what you want for maintenance reports, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll agree to that.
Do we think we can?
There
Make it
are a
clear
few
enough
loose
today?
ends, but I'm open to it if you're open to it.
I'm open to it too.
Yeah,
There are admittedly some loose ends here, but
well, they can be covered by the stipulations.
okay. As long as everybody's happy with it,
Yep.
let's do it.
Go Sharon.
I'm not doing it, because I
So
would say,
you-
hang on, because I cannot do it. I
Okay.
cannot, this could have been differently,
Mhm.
could have been done differently to avoid the wetlands. So I cannot find it in myself. to
No,
approve.
that's okay. Do you want me to
But
apologize?
you guys, so I'm not gonna make the motion.
Okay.
I actually am going to end up, because I thought about this, I'm gonna abstain.
Or you can
Yeah.
vote negative also.
I've-
You're a human being and you
So
have
if
a
somebody,
choice.
I've made some of my notes here,
Mhm.
if somebody wants to do it,
Mike, you wanna make?
go right ahead.
Let,
You'll need to be sure that you have a list of Sharon's conditions. So that-
Do we have the list? Or,
I mean,
can we use that, Sharon?
You absolutely can.
Yep.
well, let's make sure it's complete, what we're
Well-
talking about here. What do we,
so you'll need a fence to protect the wetland
hold
areas.
on one second. Or maybe you'll have to help me with this.
I'll read them.
Okay, I'll make the motion, you read them out. Or do you want to read them out?
Why don't you make the motion? I will read these.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
I also want you to vote with your heart.
Thank you, Dave.
No, I'm
Please,
not kidding about that.
Please just go, please.
Okay, I make a motion to approve W-22-55 Station Road, Edward J. McCarty of 164 Hempstead Road, New London, Connecticut. Application for site remediation, construction of multi-family dwelling, date of receipt, January 9th, 2023, and the extension was granted to March 29th, 2023. We are at March 27th. We have some stipulations with this.
Conditions of, the conditions of approval.
Okay, read them out, please.
Yeah. Conditions of approval include a 4-foot tall fence to provide a barrier, a pedestrian and a pet barrier between the,
Patio area?
between the, between the wall and the, around the patio area to the western side of the property to prevent pedestrian and pet access to the wetlands. Second, that the applicant will provide a soils report for all the soils, including the amounts that were brought on the site, and that certification will include that they are certified free of invasive plant species, propagules? I think I said that right. That the applicant will fund a town-selected soil scientist to monitor the wetlands creation and the wetlands remediation and the enhancement plan. That there will be a, and that at the end of the wetlands creation and enhancement, a report of the changes, of any changes to the plan for the wetlands creation will be provided within 30 days of the completion of that work, and that report will include a statement of the goal for those created wetlands, specifically percent vegetation and percent water for those. That the applicant will provide an annual report for 5 years, beginning the first, that will be due the 1st of October of the calendar year following the issuance of the certificate of occupancy. As an example, if the condition of, or the certificate of occupancy occurs in 2025, the first report would be due in October 1st, 2016. That a bond.
What did, 2026, I think you misspoke, but that's okay, go ahead.
Well, I just said as an example.
Oh,
If
okay.
the CO is in
2016,
2025, that the first report would be in 2026.
26,
As an
okay, I
example.
misheard you.
And then for 5 years
For
afterwards.
5 years
Yep.
after that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Right. That the applicant will submit a bond for the wetlands creation in the amount of $10,000
Mhm.
before work is begun on the wetlands creation. And also, as a condition of approval, the Connecticut Wetland Soil Scientist will have the ability to change the proposed planting plan based on their in-the-field,
Evaluation.
in-the-field evaluation.
Is there anything else?
Anything else there? No? Okay, before I call the vote,
No,
want
no,
you-
I'll call the vote. You're making the
Oh.
motion, it's gotta be seconded.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Wait.
Uh,
Don't forget also with all the other usual stipulations, okay? All the
Yes,
other normal
with all the
stipulations.
other normal stipulations.
Okay, so Dave has made a motion. Who's gonna second that?
I'll second
Okay,
it.
Bob's gonna second that. Any other discussion on the motion?
Before we call it, everybody, you do what you think is right. There's no
Okay.
right or wrong
Okay.
on this.
All right, well, I've said my piece. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion, I will abstain. I'm sorry?
Abstention.
Abstention? Okay, so motion carries 3-0 to 2. Okay,
Thank you very much.
all righty.
Good luck.
So,
Thank you very much.
on
Do your
to
best,
the next.
please, on this.
Yes.
Next.
All righty. Next is 16 Obtuse Road South. Is anybody here for that still? Anybody still here for that? I need to move just a little bit. Bear with me one second while we get the paperwork together here. Yeah, so we'll get your, if you can, get your name and address for our recording secretary for Maria, please.
Yes, for the record, the name is Nick Yuschak, Y-U-S-C-H-A-K, with CCA LLC, 40 Old New Milford Road, Brookfield. Registered landscape architect.
All right. So, I'm trying to remember, gosh, where did we leave this one?
Where,
This
what
one was
property?
pretty Straightforward, I thought.
16
Oh,
obtuse,
right.
okay.
So this is the one where this little wetland is already covered. There's a culvert there, and they're just going to, I guess, raise it up a little bit, broaden it a little bit, and you're putting it, these are pavers, right? You said
Yes, they are.
impervious pavers.
Yeah, perfect.
Trying to look at the minutes to see if there was anything else here. Okay, that's all that I remember was the only conversation.
That's why I like to.
The only thing that I would think about as a condition of approval here is,
Do you want to go?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
that they, for driveway maintenance, you can put sand, but no chemicals. Sand but no chemicals, no salt, no whatever. For the driveway that's on the easement, because it's essentially that. They obviously up here by the house, if they want to put, sand and whatever, kind of whatever, but that would be the only condition of approval that I would think of for this.
Did we not have a discussion as to whether we can do this because the property, the wetlands are on someone else's property?
No, it's on the easement. He's got an easement
Easement.
there, right? So he's got
Okay.
an easement for
So this is
his
the proper
activity, so I'm saying.
Person to,
Yeah, for his activity,
okay. I remember we had that discussion and we were
Yeah.
gonna try and look into it.
Yeah, we're limited, we can't, because he doesn't own some of this property.
yeah, I know that, but he's
Right.
gonna be the one plowing it.
Right, right.
So if he's
Well,
gonna be.
that part makes sense. The question was whether we have the right to give, or this is the proper way to handle a wetlands
An easement.
permit
I thought,
on someone else's.
I remember
Yeah.
that Rochelle was kind enough to find the terms of the easement, and the
And
easement.
so
It's
it is-
being able to
clear
go
that
back
they
and
have-
forth.
They
Okay.
have the right to,
Pass and repass.
well,
Yep.
and to do construction.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what I remember, Michael.
okay, fine, I knew we discussed it, I was just wanted to clarify.
Well, and the problem is they can't really do anything on the other property because they don't own it. It just has to do with going back and forth, no more, no less.
And we have no problem with the conditions of sand a maintenance issue along with plowing, so.
Yeah, I'm just looking at, I said, now I'm thinking about, you know, we've had a couple that they've had plowed, and I'm trying to figure out how to keep that sand when a guy plows it from
Yeah.
And I
popping
think
into
we'd
the
have to
wetland,
be-
that's what I'm thinking about.
Well, it'd have to be plowed very carefully too, because they're permeable pavers. I'm sure it's in the owner's best interest to be careful.
Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning in a 2-foot snowstorm. Uh-huh.
Well, and that's the problem when you don't have pavement either and you start plowing.
All right. Well, the good news is permeable pavers can be fixed. I mean, they don't weigh 10,000 pounds, you know, they can be hand reset by, and I'm sure he'll have some spare. The only other thing I'm thinking about is, something, I'm thinking about the sand, what could we do to keep the sand from getting into the wetland when he plows it, you know, the older sand? And any other sort of like, I'm almost thinking about a monument. I'm almost thinking about like right where the wetland crossing is, you know, maybe a monument that'll help the plow driver, you know, and trucks, other trucks, you know, from going off.
Right, that's reasonable. Typically,
Yeah.
you would put stakes, fluorescent stakes.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about like a
permanent.
2-foot concrete monument right at that wetland crossing. It's permanent, because it'll keep the UPS trucks from driving into wetlands too. And, you know, those are, you can get them at any supply store. They come in all sorts of sizes.
Would you want it on both sides?
No, I don't think we
No,
need
just
both
the-
sides.
Just the side with the wetland? Oh, no,
Yeah.
the wetlands are on both
The
sides.
wetland, this is pretty much the wetland on the, what is this, the west side?
South side. That's the north side.
Yeah, north side,
That's
the north, the north?
Yeah, that's north, yeah.
So the north side's pretty much all covered.
Would a natural approach be larger boulders instead of some sort of a monument?
Well, the boulders, here's, I don't know how because the boulders would end up in the wetlands. You know, because you're grading, you need to grade more, right? That's what this is, right? You need to raise, I don't know how raised up this is now, but you said you had to expand this a little bit?
A little bit, but it's maybe a foot and a half above existing grade. And there's just a natural, like, screen, run bank gravel.
Could are you thinking could you get a boulder in there? I mean, the boulder would probably, it could be just to the other side of the like a 2-foot, that's what you're thinking, like a
Yeah,
2-foot
something
tall?
like that, like a two-man boulder, and it could just be like set in there.
We'd probably want 2 of them, you know, sort of, I was thinking something to just flag this wetland. I said, you know, if they go off over here, fine, fine, fine. I just don't want them off in there.
I think that would be a more natural and attractive.
I think we can
way.
give you, I think I could give you an option, whether you wanted to end up with some kind of concrete pier, you know, or a 2-foot high granite boulder just, you know, on either side.
You know, maybe
Well,
as,
whatever he does, it's gonna officially be in the wetlands.
It is, but it's,
you know,
it's
so-
just a rock.
You like that better?
Well, here's what I don't like any of it, but it has to be done, right?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
has to
yeah.
be done, and I think that's a better choice. I said, because the guys, they're driving a million miles an hour, and they drive off. They drive off my driveway. I don't know if everybody else has that, and they do the best they can. They do the best they can.
No, I have the
They
same
drive
thing.
off.
I have an inside lot, and I actually have an easement on my property as well, so.
I'm worried if they hit this monument, it's more likely to break off than just glancing.
I'll give you your
off the
choice.
boulder.
You give you your choice. You do
Well, if they
either-
hit either, their
or.
vehicle is gonna be
Is-
damaged.
You have to explain it to their boss. I'll give you a choice. You know, I'll give you a choice.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So they would be, I already used blue. Red, pink, and orange and pink. So, where'd my pen go, Bob?
What are you looking for?
My pen.
You can use mine.
Oh, there it is. All right, so these will be it'll be right here at the, what is this, wetland flag? Wetland flag 21-ish? That look, that wetland flag 21?
19,
20, 21. Where's
This is
17?
This is 18 over here.
So
Seven-
17. All right, so it'll be wetlands at, yeah, because I was,
Between
yeah,
17.
probably just two of them, right? One at
Yeah,
15, or
one.
21, and one at 17. 21,
21,
17.
That looks good.
okay. So, at wetland flag 17 and
21.
wetland flag 21, either 2-foot tall concrete monuments,
Mm-hmm, yep,
or 2 feet tall,
boulders.
2 feet, not 2 inches.
Could I make a suggestion?
Yeah,
Instead of saying 2 feet, that's very definitive, say about.
well, whatever, 2 feet.
All right.
Yeah.
Or
All right.
2-foot
I'm
tall
not going out and measuring it. I-
boulders.
Okay.
2-foot tall rocks,
Now, is
rocks.
is that
2 foot, 2 feet tall,
protruding from the ground?
Yeah,
yeah, 2 feet tall,
Right,
right.
correct.
Or 2 feet tall rocks
It's like the tip of the iceberg.
mhm.
to be installed. Okay, condition of approval. And also, no,
Chemical deicer.
chemicals. Can be used on the drive in the easement for snow melting, ice melting, snow melting, snow
Ice
maintenance,
de-icing.
or de-icing.
Fluid, whatever.
Snow-
De-icing,
Snow
melting.
Yeah, snow
Removal
melting,
or
snow-
de-icing,
yeah, de-icing or melting, the same thing.
yeah.
Snow
We can
melting,
say both in there.
yeah, we can, that's a good one, thank you. Okay,
Okay.
okay. All right. Other than that,
Get a signature
good
that you
with
wanted
it?
to
well,
initial it.
yeah, if you want, why don't you just sign this for us?
Okay.
Yeah, that you saw it, okay? You just, I'm gonna ask you to just drop your signature in here for our notes here.
Can I borrow this?
Yep.
Sure.
It's right there. So we're gonna have two of them. Wetland flag 1721, either a 2-foot tall concrete monument or 2-foot tall rocks to be installed. And then 2, no chemicals can be used on the drive in the easement for snow melting de-icing.
Could
Yeah.
I go
Any-
upside down?
Yeah, of course. All right. I can make this motion, so I got the plan right here.
Yep,
All right,
go ahead.
I'll make a motion. I'm making a motion to approve W-23-8, 16 Obtuse Road South, which is an application to build a single-family residence and put a driveway over the easement with all the usual stipulations, plus 2 conditions of approval. That a wetlands flag 17 and wetlands flag 21, either a 2-foot tall concrete monument or a 2-foot tall rock to be installed. And second, that no chemicals can be used on the drive in the easement for snow melting or de-icing purposes.
Do we wanna just say no chemicals to be used without even putting that in?
That's all right. It's fine.
Because something, I don't know, there could be something else that happens in warm weather.
Well,
I mean,
he's already signed it.
that's fine.
I
think
don't
it
see them,
makes sense.
the only, aha, or 3, no weed killers.
Right.
can be
There-
used,
uh,
yeah.
Yeah, see,
No,
that's
thank
why,
you, Ray.
I mean, it's all
No, no, no,
seasons.
thanks, or no
Yeah.
no weed killers can be used, you're gonna have to, in the
That's fine.
impervious pavement, right?
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah,
Just
thanks,
luck.
Dave. Yeah, luck
Beginner's
counts,
luck.
lucks count, luck counts,
Well, it is the wetlands.
yeah. Okay, so that's the motion, thank you, Dave.
And for the usual
Second.
stipulations.
What's that?
And the usual
I
stipulations.
started at the very beginning with that, I put that in so I didn't forget it, the very first.
Does he have to sign that
So,
part too? Does he have to sign that also?
It's close, it's right in the pink.
Okay.
It's in the pink. Bob seconded it, I hate that word. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
What I didn't get on the motion was a description of the plan. So I'll amend the motion to note that this is described on a plan by CCA with a date of February 3rd, 2023. So I missed that. I did miss that. I just.
Wait, February,
This one, right here.
okay, fine, yeah. I
All
was
right,
looking at this
all
one.
right, you're all set.
Thank you
Yep.
very much.
Yep.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, so now, let me sign this. While I sign it, you wanna take the next one while I sign this?
Okay, new business. Is there someone here for 103 Junction Road? Aha,
Do you make the record, Steve Sullivan, the engineer?
okay.
Licensed engineer.
And construct a warehouse building based on plans that have been submitted. Do you have any changes since, okay.
This is the first meeting.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes they go long, Steve, they all
Oh, I
run
know.
together, so
Yeah.
who knows?
All
Sometimes
right.
they all run together,
Tell
so.
us
103 Junction Road,
what
so
you're
thanks,
doing.
Michael. So
You
let's
got
just
it.
take a look at the application. We're trying to keep things moving along here, so what
Yeah.
do we got here? We have on the application construct a 19,000 square foot warehouse, associated driveway, parking area, storm drainage, the utilities, grading, landscaping, total acreage, about 4, disturbed wetland areas, 0, my favorite number. Total wetlands, about 1.3 acres, disturbed linear feet of watercourse is 0, so one of my favorite. Disturbed upland review area, 1.2 acres.
Is this Darnick property? Across the street, right next to Prince Peace Church.
I remember this one, remember this is like
All right.
1990s. No, probably
Wetlands.
2002, it was gonna be a big,
And your,
shopping mall there.
Oh, yeah. That was
Remember
across
that?
the street. That was done?
What's that?
That's across the street, you're talking about. Shopping, the shopping.
The
center?
Costco wanted to go in there.
Yeah, but we have an approval there for a shopping center right now.
Yeah, that's,
they-
that's the shopping center,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we're changing that currently.
No, this is across the street.
this is on the
Shopping
other,
center's over here.
That's what I
right
just
here.
asked him.
Oh,
Yeah, this is only 4 acres.
oh, it's over here, excuse
Yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah.
I saw the key map
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
saw
And you're
site,
saying you
and I
have
saw
the
site, and I
approval
said, oh,
for-
there's the site, and I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
see
No, no.
that this goes that way.
No, yep,
yeah, this is on the Still River side,
yes.
thus,
Oh, okay.
And you're saying you have an approval for where Costco is gonna go?
No, forget
Yeah,
that,
forget it.
forget that.
let's keep
I
going.
saw a site and I
Yeah,
figured it
you
was
thought that
here,
was-
Steve, so.
So Jim McManus did the donation.
Okay,
It's
so,
his report.
okay, we'll take a look at that. So what's,
So this has, it had an existing single-family home and a detached garage, which was just demolished, maybe
Oh.
like 2 weeks ago.
okay.
That's right.
oh, yeah, the
That's the
existing house.
existing
Yeah.
conditions,
Okay.
No driveway to it.
Is that next to the church?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So
The
we've got,
church down in the field over here, the church.
Do you,
I
have you
haven't
marked?
had a chance to,
on-
go ahead,
oh,
Michael, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, have you marked on this the upland review area, the 200
my
feet?
stuff.
I'm trying to,
Yeah,
It's-
there's 200 feet from.
okay. So you're basically in the upland review area.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yes, 'cause it's too much.
All right, I this property has a, goes up a hill,
Yeah,
right?
yep,
It
yep,
starts
yep.
at, where are we? Where are we? Are
You
you
want
putting
for
any
the
topos
existing-
on it?
The next page.
Ah, here we go. So it runs. what do we
Here's the
got
high
here?
point,
Okay,
which is at 294.
4, and so you're taking that all
So,
out, right?
so we're taking this down, out this way. There's still gonna be a ridge top here, which is, we want that ridge top, because everything's running off this way, not towards the river.
Yeah,
So we're cutting this down to level this out.
okay, and then this is the existing tree line, I don't, there's a lot, is that what this is?
This darker one is the
Yeah.
proposed tree line, and the existing tree line is the lighter line.
Okay.
So if you look at the existing condition, that has the tree line on it.
All right, well, let's go back,
You wanna go back?
back to this. So, taking these are out, so you
Yep.
can put this in.
Yep. And if you're looking at planting, we have some planting here too.
Okay,
And, so this bunch right here,
yep,
right? And then this bunch here. So this will just slope up.
all right, so here's the wetlands.
Correct. This little zigzag
Oop,
Right
I
here.
lost it, oop.
there,
Okay.
and this is the CLP right away.
And this is a hill over here, right, 280 up to,
This is sloping up, yep. This is, 280, 282 is actually, it's kind of flat in here.
uh-huh,
This is the driveway to the church,
gotcha.
there, next door.
Here's what I'm thinking about, not that you're taking these trees out, because what you're leaving, you know,
Right.
what you're leaving here protects all the wetlands. I'm wondering if we could protect these wetlands a little bit. You have some extra trees we could put in over there, some big shade trees, or, you know, oaks or something.
So there's some
I'm-
there.
Yeah, but I'm thinking maybe we move them, I don't know, I was looking at, I don't know how much of a hill this is.
Let's see, that's, Bayberry, and also,
You're looking for some
I'm
canopy trees?
I'm thinking about, over here, like maybe
Yeah.
2 or 3 oaks
Canopy
or
trees.
maples, you
Yeah.
know, that'll
Shade
put
trees.
some
Shade
extra
trees, yeah.
shade.
Yeah.
You know, they'll grow, and we'll make, you know, we'll put some shade on this wetland.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know what's there now, grass
It's
or
grass, used to
dirt or
be.
something like that.
Yeah. This used to be manicured lawn.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking,
Red maple.
and what is
Yeah.
this, like 70, 50 feet or something like that?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
40 feet, right, 1 to 30, so it's 60
Yeah.
feet, so I was
Yeah.
right. So, I don't know, yeah, so, I don't know, you could put maybe, you know, maybe one here,
Mhm.
one, you know,
Yeah.
one here and one here and one here.
Yeah,
And
no, we'll
start
go
to
for
put
them.
some,
Yeah.
get some shade on, you know, on this.
It's good to do it in threes.
It's always good to do it in threes, although maybe with this they wouldn't see it, but yeah, but you're right, good, always good to do it in threes.
There isn't gonna be runoff into the, street from this.
No.
So everything goes here, right?
Right. Right now, there's runoff that goes into, there's a catch basin here
Yep,
that crosses the street. That's staying, but it's not gonna, it's only gonna catch some grass area here. But all of our stuff is going into this.
okay.
And that's an infiltration. We have, as you, across the street, we got sandy soils here, so
Right.
it's,
Yeah.
it's great
It'll
for
just-
infiltrate, yeah, it's great for
Right.
infiltrating.
High permeability.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we do have some plantings down there at
Ah,
the base.
Oh.
yeah, and then maybe, we got another one here, right? You got a wetland here, right? This
Yep.
little part, maybe we could drop another oak or something in down in here?
I'd throw one in there, I wouldn't crowd the rest of the tree line.
Well, maybe alternate, I'm thinking as much, I'm really thinking about, like I said, shade to the wetland, that's,
Right.
you know, so if you wanted to move one of these bad boys back here, you know, I don't know how critical
Let's
this
see,
is,
Yeah, that's just a, service area there. That's
which
a
is very
smaller
nice,
tree.
very, very
So
nice.
move that one down?
Yeah, move that one back, you know, or, yeah, I don't want you planting in the wetlands, but,
No, we're staying out of that.
yeah, well, we could, you know, there's no reason not to, but, And what, this is, can this go back, like, back to nature, right? If we put
Yeah.
another tree in here, this is
Oh, yeah, no, we don't need.
no grass, no
no
mow, right?
No, no.
No grass, no mow in this
No.
area?
It's actually not even being disturbed right now.
Yeah, I
There's
just,
just not a tree there.
yeah, but I'm thinking if we could probably say, right, just let that all go back.
Yeah.
Let Mother Nature do whatever it is Mother Nature wants to do back there, right? So there'd be no, this would be like a no
Yeah.
mow area.
Right.
Plant one more, see if you can get one more tree in there. Look, take a look, right?
We'll add a shade tree.
See what you can, yeah, see if you can get in one more there and see if we can get like 3 over, like I said, we're talking about big guys, right?
Yeah.
Maples and
Yeah.
oaks and.
Yeah, they'll get to be like 50 feet around.
Yeah, right, when we're all done.
Yeah, I wouldn't even move this one down. I would just put the shade tree in there.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know what these guys are, I have no idea what these people are
Well,
over
we know
here.
without a doubt.
Yeah, well, take a look at it and see what you can do here. Everything is there.
Most of that
Nothing.
shade is going to be thrown this way, by the way. This is.
North.
This is north, so the sun is coming this way and it'll be.
Yeah,
Mhm.
still, yeah,
Which
still.
is okay for the.
It's okay, and we want to go back to nature, so if any kind of shade, that's gonna keep out, other kind of crazy, if I can get shade in there and I can get leaves dropping, then that will, I won't have to worry about grass growing and weeds and all that happy stuff, that's what I'm thinking there, we'll just put a tree in here, it'll go back to shade, look like woods, be great, and maybe start to get that over in here too, I'll have, this could be a no maintenance area as well. I said, so now we've made, we're protecting these a little bit. We've made what we had here even a little bit better.
Mhm.
And we've taken some trees down, somebody's gonna have a home in there, but they're gonna lose it. And we made that a little bit better. So 1 tree, 3 trees, big ones. Other than that, I don't see anything.
I noticed something slightly unusual on the building plan, that it indicated that these 3 exits or entrances to the building, the doors would open in.
Yes.
Does that have anything to do with protecting the area out here, or?
Well, you just have the 5-foot sidewalk, so instead of swinging out
Yeah.
and blocking the walk, you're just gonna have like. a
And the fire
inside-
department doesn't mind that?
Just an inside foyer.
But for an emergency exit?
Well, there'll be exits out the back too.
Okay,
Yeah,
so these would not be emergency exits?
those would be the main entrance.
Okay.
And again, these
All
are
right, that doesn't-
theoretical, we don't know
yeah,
how they're gonna
that-
break up, there
yeah,
might be
that-
1 unit, some might
Yeah,
take the whole thing. I
what
don't know.
your
Yeah.
deal with fire department
Yeah.
has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if it had something to do with the planting or the,
Oh, no.
and you're, okay.
So you're planning to have multiple clients.
It's a building that could be broken up into several different units. Could be, someone might take the whole thing, someone might wanna take half, it's it's flexible, so.
Could that happen over time also? Someone takes the whole thing and then they move out and
It's
you
broken
get
up
2
again.
people the next time, or?
Yeah,
you
at
can
that
do
point,
that?
it's just interior work, and
Usually doors go in anyway. Go into a building, not out of a building.
No, we'll figure it out.
it could be a slider.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
I'm just making a note here by wetland flag. 1 and 2, is it 1 and 2? Okay. So just to help me remember, it sounds like we're getting support here, so. Other than that, I don't see anything.
All right.
All
Well, you
right.
gotta have to wait 2 weeks anyways, right?
I can't think of anything else, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
We can submit a revised landscape plan with that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I mean, I think we're getting
Next
support
meeting.
here,
Yeah.
for 4 extra trees.
Right.
Yeah.
And no maintenance areas, right?
No.
Mhm.
Yeah, no
mow.
maintenance, no mow,
No
no
mow, no
maintenance.
maintenance.
No mow by 12 and 11 and 1 and 2, okay. All right, we'll be here 2 weeks, you know, if you guys wanna come, great, if not, I think we'll be all right.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion to, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm having a word missing. Start over again. For 103 Junction Road, W-23-10, make a motion to postpone? No, that's. not the right-
Continue.
Continue. I knew there was a word
Yeah,
there.
then the word there.
Continue to the next regularly scheduled meeting.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Dave seconds, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries unanimous. All right, we got 38 Knoll Crest Drive. Were we entertaining enough for you? I tell have you been here before? Oh, all right, well then I won't use my tried and true line. Oh, yeah, that's right, I remember. Ah, I remember. Was he? Oh, gosh, that's right. That's right, you wrecked your foot or something like that, right? Ouch, ouch, ouch. So, okay.
Thank you.
All right, so, this is different than what we have, or?
No, I don't know if I have
Well, here's what I have. Tell us, does this look familiar?
Yeah, and I have the picture from the, sorry, this is from
Oh, is that new?
this is what, he wrote down those.
Ah, okay, all right.
You have an extra copy, would you give one to Maria, please?
Okay, all right, so we're gonna put a stamp on this. Okay. Okey dokey, this we have, I don't need that, unless do you want this back?
No.
All right. Good kids, they can color on it. Okey doke, so what are we doing here?
So we're getting the.
Oh, I'm sorry, can we get your name and
Oh,
address?
I
Sorry,
apologize.
I'm sorry, no, I was on me, not you, that's on me.
Michael Robinson, this is the 38 Northwest Road.
Okay, so your application says, let's just go take a look at that. Your application says, grade the backyard, add a shed, grounds are level, want to build some bricks to the patio, pad for a fire pit away from the house, good idea, and wetlands. We also had some bricks in the patio and a flat area for a grill. Dope. Total acreage disturbed wetland area 0.1? 0.1, does that sound familiar? Here, I'll show you what, I'm not sure what you just handed me. Maybe that's different than what is, no, it says 0.1, do you know what, is that?
.01,
I don't know, we can fix
or
it.
0.1?
We can fix it, you'll have to come in
Sure.
and fix
Yeah.
it,
You're talking
but
about disturbed
we can fix it
wetland area, right?
tonight for this. All right, so this may be incorrect,
there.
and disturbed linear feet of the water course is 13
It just
feet.
says
Let's take a look at that
Sure.
too. Okay, so here's your property.
Yeah.
So what's going on, is Mr. Robinson, right?
Sure. So.
What do you wanna do?
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Here's the house, all right. So they're going to, from pretty much the patio, and then this is right now where the pads are over here. This is where the old, there was a permit there before. The guy had I guess a work area, I guess he did.
Okay.
Back there.
Yeah,
So it's all gravel, in this back corner. So we want to, kind of level this all out and then
Okay.
put grass here.
yeah.
And then over here with the end.
So
of the
level
patio.
it
Yeah.
out, that's what this,
Yeah.
this stuff is?
Yeah. With the soil and,
So you've got 18 yards of
the
gravel?
gravel's for right here, right at the edge of the
Okay,
patio here.
all right.
So that's,
So 18 yards of gravel, and then you've got 112 yards of fill?
Yep.
That you're bringing in?
he's bringing,
He's bringing in. So, it's like, what is it, how many yards do you get for, in a truck these days? That's a lot of trucks, isn't it? Okay, so you wanna fill this area in, it goes down into the wetlands?
It goes down, it goes right to the edge over the wetland, but yes, it's like, this is all gravel right just before the wetlands here. Well, the wetlands is right here, but it goes right.
going to fill on top of the gravel or take the gravel out?
He's supposedly gonna be taking a lot of that up, he's supposed to be reusing as much of the current soil, is what he told us. And then he said, but because it's goes down like this, he's going to level, he was gonna add some to level it out.
Do you have any idea? Got a couple questions.
Sure.
Any idea how much higher that this is going to be than what it is now?
He talks about it here.
Where?
I saw it a moment ago.
I mean, right here, right, this is just a gentle slope
Yeah, it's
down,
about-
right?
it's actually-
Catherine Severn.
Yeah,
So right now, it kind of sinks down over here towards the house. So he's just gonna put it up, so our back porch, which is right here,
Yeah.
is like this far up
Yeah.
from the ground, so he's gonna take that and go slope it down towards the back.
okay, so is
Oh,
this
12
gonna?
inches.
What's that?
Approximate 112 yards of fill to raise 12 inches of 56 by 54 foot area.
So this is going to be like a, so you're saying
Bring it up.
approximately back here, this is gonna be a foot higher?
No, up
No.
No, he's still filling in some over here. This is where the higher part is, right
Okay.
at the edge of the patio. This is where you're gonna start. So up here on the patio, he's going to grade down, it's gonna put it up starting, cause the patio is, I guess, about 12 inches off. the
Yeah.
ground. So he's gonna start there and then go down. Over here, it's only gonna be, it can only be about 4 inches,
Right.
to go, because that's how much it dips over there. It's
So it's just a very nominal grade.
Yeah, over there,
Yeah.
yeah, the main
Yeah.
grade is up, the biggest part is over by where the patio is to level that out, cause right now,
But you're looking at it maybe a foot at the most.
Right.
up top, yeah,
It's-
up top, but
Yeah.
then down
Go
below, it
down
does
to
not.
like almost
Down here, it should
nothing.
only be between 3 and 4, it doesn't get anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's what our questions are around the fact
Of course.
about erosion.
Yeah.
Erosion and erosion into a GIS wetland map, which
Okay.
may or may not be correct. That's
Okay.
the other problem we have here, but that's what I'm kind of worried
Sure.
about,
I
that
understand.
over time, do you want a chair?
No, I'm
No,
fine.
no, no.
You sure?
Thank you.
There's one right there. No kneeling.
No, not really.
No kneeling.
Only one per night.
This is a body of
I
water.
didn't even let that happen.
No, it's, no, it's up, it's, I mean, there's water in the wetlands over there, but that's all it is, it just goes, there's another
But this isn't a
house.
lake or a pond?
No,
is it?
no, it goes, if you go all the way across, there's actually eventually another home,
Mhm.
but I couldn't, I guess it's about a quarter of an acre between us, and it's all wetlands in between.
There's like little pools of water.
Yeah, and they have,
and there's
I
like
don't know what those
mud
green plants are,
piles.
skunk plants, or I don't know.
Okay.
But it's all wetlands.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Do you, can this be staked where you're gonna do whatever it is you're gonna do? Is it staked? I mean, can someone go and put some stakes out here? Because here's, this is a great drawing, but here's what it doesn't, I
Okay.
mean, we wanna try and get as much as we can on the plan
Yep.
and not have to say, okay, this was this.
Sure.
I think what we wanna try and get here is, maybe we don't even need to stake it, let me talk out loud for a second. We wanna get the dimensions,
Okay.
which are, you wanted this to be what?
They're written down there.
I know, I'm trying to get it all on one plan, yeah. What do you,
I'm sorry, I don't know.
okay, well, that's what we're gonna get,
Yeah,
okay?
Sure,
We're gonna get this number,
okay,
and we're gonna get this number,
sure.
okay?
Mhm.
And then, again, I'm thinking about these GIS maps are reasonably accurate. Some we found show wetlands and there aren't any. Some we've, does it have to be this? I'm trying to think what we can, I'm very worried about erosion.
No, no,
That's
I
what I'm kind of
understand.
worried
Sure.
about. I'm kind of worried about erosion. I'm kind of worried about, things happening over time. This is now just grass down in here all the way?
So,
And these are
Yeah.
trees, right? That's what these bad boys are, right? These are
there
trees?
are some, there's a bunch of trees over
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
on the right side, there's a couple that are actually, we're not touching the trees though, but I mean, there's some trees over here.
Okay.
That are like actually in the grass over here, it's not coming up on this, but there's one like over here.
If you cover it with dirt, you may lose it. If you cover its roots, you may lose it.
56 feet by 54
50,
feet.
56, which, this one?
Uh,
This one?
I'm not,
50?
one is 56 and one is 54.
You tell me which is which.
I'm
Yep.
sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Don't need to be sorry.
We'll have to ask
It's
him.
it's your
I
plan.
don't know what he measured,
Yeah,
I'm
we'll,
sorry.
we'll have to give you more accurate for that.
Okay, well, let's take,
I don't wanna. waste your
yeah,
time, and I know
okay, well,
you guys
we,
are tired too, so.
yeah, so let's get these here,
Okay.
and now we're gonna have to come up with, and then we're gonna want this distance to the house.
Sure.
Okay, that's the next thing, because we wanna know where is this starting,
Yeah. Mhm.
you know, because we can measure off the house.
Okay.
And then where is that corner? If we have this, now we know this corner, right?
Yeah.
And then we know this, whether it's 56 or 54,
Sure.
somebody knows, but we
Okay.
don't. And then whatever that is.
Okay.
This is from the corner of this patio right here
Yeah, to this corner
to this.
ish
Yep.
is what?
It's one of those two measurements.
Okay,
that-
all right, well,
Oh, yeah, we'll get the.
we'll get,
measurements,
yeah,
that's
but
fine.
just
We'll get
figure out what this
Yeah,
is. I want this
okay.
one, so now we've got a reference point
Sure.
to here,
Mhm.
whatever this is. And then we're gonna have another, whatever this is, I don't know, and then whatever this is.
Okay.
Does it matter that this is gonna be grass and so it'll hold, or that doesn't hold the?
Well, I don't, that's what, but this doesn't, sometimes like on maps, it'll show a topo line, it'll say, you know, this is whatever it is, X,
Yeah,
whatever.
we'll get a better, we'll get a better.
I don't know, do
That's
you,
fine.
you probably don't even have that, right? Do you have anything that shows this elevation to that elevation?
No, I mean, I took it from your site, that's how I did this, is from the website.
Yeah, yeah, that's the state GIS
Sorry.
map, yeah.
But I can see what I can get.
Okay, and you got to this area because you're just trying to make this big a possible area for your backyard? Is that how you got to this measurement, the 54, 56, whatever it is?
He measured it from the corner of that patio.
Yeah,
there.
but I mean, but from you guys, you want this line down here because you just want the maximum area.
Well, no, I told him, don't go down too far, just
Yeah.
stay where the grass ends now.
Okay,
Yeah, we were only going to
So-
where the grass was going. We
Right,
didn't, we
so-
didn't go past that. We were just
Right.
going, that's what's currently
So
there.
there's, like,
Except for
dirt
like,
and-
this is all gravel, except these two, right where this area is.
Right, but there's like all dirt and stuff here before you start getting into where it's wet behind.
yeah,
We don't wanna keep going down, we wanna keep it up,
right.
even with the end of the
So
driveway.
we only went to where the grass went. We weren't adding to where it is.
Right, right.
I mean, the main thing was mainly like, this is the big area here to get rid of the gravel, because it's all gravel right now.
Okay,
From what like he had two pads there that I guess he was doing, I guess he had canopies there, and he had a workshop over there or something.
so once you get this in, this is obviously gonna be in your mowing inventory,
Yeah.
right? And we might talk about, like I said, maybe down in here, I don't know, this is grass in here too, right? Some places grass in here?
This is, that's a wetlands patch right here, right between, so we're some trees right here,
Uh-huh,
and that's where,
It's all dirt in here, here's where the shed was approved, right here.
yeah,
yeah,
And then this is all like dirt here,
okay,
and then behind it is where the wetland, where it starts getting wetter, I should say.
yeah.
What are you
Well-
thinking, like some kind of plants?
No, well, no, I'm just thinking about, like,
Yeah.
maybe this just becomes the end of your mowing job.
Yeah.
You know, something like this.
Oh,
Because
yes.
you're, again, these are not 100% accurate. So part of me is saying, you know, we're really right on the wetlands, and are we filling wetlands? I'm,
No.
that's,
Sure.
well, wait, don't, wetlands is more than just water.
yeah.
And the state of Connecticut has to do with soils.
Yeah.
They actually got guys out and they dig a hole and they look at the type of soil that's there. So it's not water related, it's characteristics of soils.
Gotcha.
That's the state of Connecticut. Other states do different things, but that's the state of Connecticut. So to actually know where this line is, forget the tree line, would be a guy going out with a shovel, digging 2 or 3 holes and saying, what kind of soils am I seeing? Am I seeing modeling in the soils? Are they sandy? Are they rock? What are they? And that's a classification that would tell you whether this line is here, or this line is here, or this line is over here. These are just general lines. They're done from aerial surveys. So nobody went out with a shovel to, you know, to do the soil assessment. So, I mean, I'm thinking, I mean, it's, you're just trying to extend the yard, so I don't want you to, I'm not thinking about having you, right now, hiring a wetland soil scientist to go out and dig some holes. So I'm thinking, what can we do, you know, to not fill in some wetlands? So, I mean, I'm thinking about, and I wanna know, how high does he think this is gonna be off this pitch right now, okay? How high is that gonna be? We might be thinking about, you heard me talk about, you can go to like, I don't know who we've done around here, they were over in Southington, you get like concrete monuments. We might drop here, here, and maybe here, and then that just becomes a no-mow area. You know, maybe that just goes back to whatever it is, and that gives us a little extra buffer. You know, a little extra buffer from this. I mean, otherwise, like I said, you know, if it was something bigger, if you're putting a building in there or something like that, we might want you to do what almost everybody else does, which is to go hire a guy and dig some soils, and then you'll be very familiar with soils. It's pretty good. Okay. What's that?
And now we would learn all about.
You would, it's very, yeah, it's, I had one in here someplace, but yeah, there's a wetland soil report, that's what we were talking about before. So, do that for us, okay? Get these measurements, tell me how tall this is from, how much taller it's going to be. Give me some general idea from here down to wherever, how big is that little hill gonna be?
This is not gonna be any higher than it is now.
It's already a
This
hill
up
now.
here is gonna be 12 inches higher than what it is, and it's gonna be sloping from this 12 inches down to 54 or 56
Okay.
feet
All
down
right.
to nothing.
All right, well, let's just write that, then the answer is 0, okay?
We'll put it in detail so they don't make.
Yeah,
We'll get
'cause-
the numbers, it's easier if we have the numbers.
Yeah, and I have to tell you, you know, I don't know where your conversation is with your contractor, but this is all good conversations with him, too. You know,
I already
to
had
say,
this
okay,
conversation with him.
yeah,
I already did.
yeah.
We'll call him. And
Yeah,
we'll
so
get-
there's
we'll get the
zeros
rest.
and zeros, and
Right,
this is
that's
gonna
what I
be
told
up,
him. I wanna stay
you know,
back
up
from
this.
that. I don't wanna mess with that.
What's that?
I wanna stay back from that. I don't wanna mess with that.
Yeah.
There's no reason to get close to that.
Yeah.
So.
No, we'll get the numbers down.
Are there frogs
We'll get
back there?
more
Is it wet? You said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they sing
You're gonna
to
start to
us.
hear them, yeah, you're gonna hear them. Yeah, the little peepers.
Yeah. Took a while to get used to that when I got up here. I had the window open one night, I said, "Where's all the-"
There's so many different
There's
kinds,
so many,
too.
there's some of them I don't even know
Isn't
what they
it,
were.
you love them now, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was so interesting.
Does he really love them?
Really loud.
Does he, yeah, good.
They're right outside our bedroom.
Yeah. They're wonderful, aren't they?
Loud, right in that tree.
Yeah.
It's like,
I had to tape it and like try and record to figure out what they were,
Yeah.
because it was so different. Like,
Yeah.
we found, oh, there's a tree frog, and there's a green tree frog.
Yeah.
I'm like, still can't figure out one of them, because it sounds like, it literally sounds like someone's laughing, and I cannot figure it out, and it freaks me out every
Coyote?
time.
You know, a few years ago, they thought frogs were
Could be a coyote.
becoming
No,
extinct.
it's a frog.
Oh,
It's a frog.
frog.
It's up in the tree.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a tree frog.
But
It's a
but
tree
some-
frog.
Does
some
that make
tree
them laugh?
frog,
Yeah.
but it
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
like he's laughing.
Yeah, no, he's
This is
looking for,
horrible.
he's looking for her.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, so
those
he-
lovely human nights is really when it's,
It's wonderful. Isn't it wonderful?
Oh, sure.
I think it's wonderful. I love it. I drive, when I go home here, there's a couple places, I open the window just to listen to
Yes,
them.
to listen to the peepers.
Yeah.
Sharon,
Yeah,
was that the species that was going extinct? You know, they were
They're all
talking
under
about
threat.
frogs, and then
They're all under-
they
all-
made a comeback.
They're all under threat. They're all under threat. All the
There's a
amphibians
lot, yeah,
in
they-
Connecticut
they
are.
have, the people before us, they have like a little, I don't know if you call it a pond, it's just a little water thing they had like by a tree. It was a little water feature they added.
Uh-huh.
It was- And that's where they congregate all during, when it starts getting warmer.
It's like a Japanese
They just,
rainforest.
first you see a bunch of tadpoles in there, and then you start seeing,
So
you know,
cool.
and then,
Yes. That's
Yes,
why I
and
got
then it's
to
just
watch them grow
nonstop.
up. It was
That is so
when
cool.
you can tell when it's gonna be humid. Because when it's humid, they are all out. Every single one is out.
You still need a little remediation here, I
Yeah.
can tell. So the other thing is, since you're changing this might be coming up a little bit.
Sure.
The other thing we might wanna talk about is, we don't wanna have, extra nitrates and phosphates, which you would normally find in like Scott's lawn stuff.
Okay.
We might, since you're
Sure.
changing, that stuff the frogs do not like.
Sure.
Yeah, they hate that, it kills them. We might wanna talk about, since you're changing the sheet flow, you can't use like Scott's or something like
Sure.
that. There's other things around,
Okay.
you know, it won't be golf course quality.
No, this is,
Yeah, you don't
we're
get
not-
that.
no, we're.
And that's
we're
better
fine.
for the frogs.
Yeah,
And
no,
she's
we're not-
gonna be
we're-
happier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
and
will
that's
be.
what you want.
No, no, it's all good, yeah.
We want her happy. All right, so get us those measurements.
Sure. Yes.
You could talk to the land use office
Yeah.
with, to change that application.
Sure,
So
yeah.
it's zeros,
Yeah.
because I don't think the point one doesn't make
Okay.
any sense to
Yeah.
me. Maybe it makes sense after we look at it, but it doesn't right now.
Okay.
All right, and then we'll be here in 2 weeks, and we'll try and get you on earlier, okay? All right.
Thank you very much.
I'll make a motion that we continue W 23-13 for 38 Knoll Crest Drive to the next regularly scheduled meeting.
Okay, so I have a second for that?
Thank you.
A second.
Bob seconds that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. All right, here we go. We're gonna keep going.
You know, I'm
Anybody
gonna
wants, you
see-
wanna
I
head
get it,
out?
really, I'm not-
Okay, all right, you can head out. Okay. Make note, Bob Hudman's gonna take off,
You got it.
and we're gonna keep going here. So
All right.
correspondence,
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, thanks.
See you in 2 weeks.
and that's just a notice. So here on this, wetlands regulation stuff, I think we have 3 things. I would propose, because I have the draft for discussion back from June, I'm gonna change it. This does talk about, at some point, I found a DEP, or somebody sent me an email that showed a watercourse inventory for every tiny little stream in the whole state of Connecticut. And the stream behind my house, which is unnamed, was on that inventory. I can't find it anymore. I don't know where it is. Rochelle has exhausted all possibilities. This draft refers to that, so we're gonna strike it. But we're gonna strike that, because if it's not around, people can't get it. So I think what we wanna do is, and then, unless, we've talked about this a little bit, I think what we wanna do is for, riparian buffers, and also notifications, if people are, direct impact to wetlands, we wanna add that they have to notify all the neighbors. Because the neighbors actually know as much about the property as the person that owns it. So I would propose that,
And we make that neighbors clear that if it's a stream or the Still River, that it includes across the river?
no, it's just this. I wanna do 2 things. I wanna do
Okay.
the riparian buffers
Okay.
and anything. If an application includes any disturbance to wetlands or watercourses, the applicant shall notify all property owners who's adjacent. So we would do 2 topics. We'd have 2 changes. One for riparian buffers, one for notification. So we'd have 2 subjects. I think this one is straightforward. You know, the riparian buffers, I think it could be up for, that'll be a good conversation. So I would propose that I'll work with Rochelle, I'll make that tiny little tweak, we'll strike out that inventory thing, and then we will send this to all the interested parties. We will send it to DEP, we gotta send it to them, we'll send it to Conservation Commission, we'll send it to zoning, we'll send it to the first selectman, we'll send it up to Northeast Conservation, and I would propose to set a public hearing for riparian buffers and notice to adjacent property owners based on impacted wetlands, or May 22nd. We have a public hearing, May 22nd, 2023.
That's one of our regular,
That's one of our regular meetings. So I'll make that motion. I'll make a motion that we, send the proposed draft regulations to the
Do we wanna
Conservation-
do the other land use
Just make a motion to
offices?
set the public hearing.
Set the public
The
hearing
rest is required by
for, yeah,
statute.
okay, set a public hearing for riparian buffers and notice to adjacent property owners for May 22nd.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion on the motion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Then, we have another one, I think we should have a second public hearing, because they can be long and drawn out, for the beaver guidelines. And we would do that, we'll do that June 26th. We'll do it a month later.
Can I, oh, go
Yeah,
ahead,
go
and
ahead,
then
go
I
ahead,
have a
yeah. I
discussion.
haven't made the motion, it's a conversation.
Oh, what is it we're trying to do with the beavers? Is this about getting rid of beaver dams, or is it about protecting beaver dams?
It's about living with beavers.
Protecting.
So it's, well, it's
Okay,
both, I
then-
guess.
then
Living with beavers.
I understand.
Coexisting.
Yeah, coexisting with beavers.
That's fine.
That's what I thought it said.
And we would do that, that would be, like I said, a month later.
26th, you said.
Yeah, June
June
26th.
26th. So I'll make a motion to set a public hearing for updating the Beaver Dam guidelines for May 26th, 2023.
Not May,
Not May.
June.
June,
Uh,
not May, June. June 26th.
Yeah, I'll second.
Yep.
Thank you. All right, so Dave seconded that. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. All right, wonderful. Wonderful,
Very-
wonderful,
You know, for
wonderful.
the first
And I
one,
can,
we wanted
you
to
know,
go to
what's
all
that?
the land use
It
offices.
has to, there's statutory
There's
requirements, so
yeah.
don't worry about that, I'll take care of it, that's what
Oh,
I'm doing.
okay, good.
Okey-doke. And all are welcome, or we'll take written conversations. All right, good. Well, I feel like I got something accomplished. I'm very excited about
Finally.
that. I am.
Do you want to
Oh, yes, all those in favor, aye, right?
Aye, yes.
Motion carries
You wanna-
unanimous.
talk about?
So now we're
riparian
on to
buffers?
the minutes. So well, first, we have to add the February 27th, 2023
Just
minutes.
a quick question.
Yes.
When are we going to have discussions what we want these things to say? Particularly riparian buffers.
Right here.
Okay.
Pretty much that. Pretty much that one. And we can change it in the hearing.
Okay,
Okay?
all right.
I'm gonna send this
35.
soft copy.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'll send a
I
soft
mean,
copy.
yeah,
everybody.
having all the reading I did about riparian buffers, I'm wondering if
Yeah, it was almost
we're
a year
going too
ago.
far by starting to talk about eliminating anything, increasing the distance from the Still River and other water courses that we would have jurisdiction over, from 200 feet to 300 feet.
The upland review area stays the same. The upland review area, what I am proposing is that for a 35-foot, within that upland review area,
Mhm.
within 35 feet of a water course, leave it as it is.
Can't touch it.
You can't, unless you got a better plan. Unless you, the application, because I give us some
Mhm.
wiggle room in there. The basic plan is whatever is there within 35 feet of any water course,
Mhm.
not just the Still River.
Yeah.
Any water course.
Yes, I agree.
Any intermittent water course
Mhm.
has to stay as is. Unless you can come to me and say, well, I want to change it around here because in the end, we'll be better off. And I don't know
Well-
what, that's a hypothetical.
Mhm.
But I do allow for that.
Okay, yeah, as long as the wording is there,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yep, because who knows, I mean, it could be grass right now.
You never know,
And
everything
frankly,
is different.
grass, running down into a water course is not the world's greatest idea. Right?
No.
So we might
Or
not
if
want
it's
to.
a little invasive, so you may want
Yep.
remediation
Yep.
of those and then plantings.
Yep,
So,
and if you do something over here, and then you help us out the wetlands over here, then maybe we'll give you something over there, a give for a get. So yeah, there is a little wiggle room in there.
Good.
So
Okay.
that is it mostly, okay, but I will send that to you,
Yeah,
so
I
you
have
can
it.
get
I
it
have
off
this.
to all the interested parties.
Thank you.
So, that is gonna get us, let's try to get through these minutes here. So, the review of previous minutes, we have two. We have the February 27th minutes, which we didn't get to because we ran out of time. So, I'm gonna give these to you, Maria, okay? But it's, on
Sorry.
right here, I am very confident that I never requested more vigilance from the Wetlands Enforcement Officer. I might have requested more vigilance from the applicant, but I'm quite
Just
sure.
cross it out.
So I think we'll just delete that sentence, just take it out. Chairman Fox was concerned, we read that. The next funny thing I found is on page 2, 4A. That second paragraph, that last sentence doesn't read right. It says, the proposal straightforward. I think it would be, the commission noted the proposal seemed straightforward. It's just a weird sentence, right? And that thought was funny, but it's not this one. And then, I'm on page 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 7th paragraph, the one that starts Mr. Govern, sorry. 450 square feet of wetlands that will be permanently removed. I mean, they're not gonna remove them and put them back, they're removing them. So I would just add that word. Okay. And I think, I've read that 2 or 3 times, I think it's okay. Those are the only ones that I found. Anybody else find anything?
No.
All day? All right, then I make a motion then to approve the minutes for February 27th, 2023 with the changes that I just discussed and gave to Maria.
Second.
John seconds, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, so let's go to the March 13th, March 13th minutes. I didn't find anything except, I thought we did, and I don't think it makes too much difference, but I thought, or I should have, the 100 Candlewood Lake Road, I thought we added that to the agenda. It's under correspondence, but. I
Yes,
suppose
we
in the-
did add that to the
I
agenda.
thought we did, so, I thought we did, but I don't think it really much matters. We got it under correspondence.
Yeah, I think you moved it, right? Didn't you move it or something?
I thought I remember adding it to the agenda as new business.
Wasn't it already on there?
I don't think it was under
No.
enforcement.
Right.
But we've got it under correspondence now,
Yeah.
which seems a funny spot for
Oh.
it. I thought we added it as new business.
Okay, well, I don't
Or
know why
old
would you-
business.
Or old business,
why
why
would
we add,
it's not- I guess I'm confused because it's not actually business.
well, I have to approve, what's open is the condition of approval for that property. That's open. I mean, in theory, we would approve it, but then we have to accept that they've completed their condition of approval.
I see,
So,
I see, okay.
I thought we added it, so,
So what?
Well, let's add it now then.
well, we would just take that paragraph and move, I don't remember whether we did it to new business or old business, and I threw my old agenda away before I came here.
All right, so, but is it the case that what was discussed is on there? What was discussed is on there, but it's just under correspondence?
It's under correspondence, yeah, it's just, I don't know if we have to change it.
Is it material?
Well, are you okay
don't
with
know.
it under correspondence?
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. I
All
mean,
right, then
the only
leave it.
reason to move it would be to make sure it's highlighted, because I don't want this thing to get
So,
dropped. If anybody's reading the minutes, I want to make sure they see that.
That's exactly what you said
Yeah,
a couple of weeks ago.
yeah.
Well,
So
it's-
let's leave it. So we'll leave it as is.
so for the next agenda, where would you like that item?
It's-
Old business,
You want 100 Candlewood Lake Road?
old business.
Yeah.
Waiting,
yeah, I think
awaiting,
that would be good.
awaiting,
Response?
response for conditions of approval,
Okay, so under old business, okay.
okay?
Yeah, that works very nicely.
Yeah, that way we're highlighting it, you
Mhm.
know?
We're not letting it slip under the cracks.
We're not letting it go under the rug.
Mhm.
Okay, other than that, I'll make a motion then to approve the meeting minutes for March 13th, 2023.
I can second that.
Michael seconds it. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that motion carries unanimous. Informal discussion. Maria, did you have fun today?
Have a lot of fun writing this up.
You gotta have fun. Michelle,
All
anything?
right. Do-
All right, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Dave made the motion to
Oh,
adjourn.
okay.
Second.
John seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Turn off your mics, everybody.